I know that Uninspired is alive because he did message me today about a movie he was watching. So he's not dead, at least.
He's
Well,
probably
that's something.
just high and asleep.
Probably. Yeah,
Let's
probably.
be real.
And Jedi Brooks' computer is permanently dead, it seems.
Permanently. Yeah, he's on the
Oh.
thumbnail, but that's just because I didn't take him off the thumbnail.
In spirit.
He's like
Yeah,
our
he's
Black
in
Panther. We
spirit.
can't recast him, so we're going to just kind of keep him there and use his prestige to market our own show like we're Disney.
Jedi
Does he have a
forever.
Jedi forever. Just fucking 2 lightsabers instead.
But hello, chat. We are back again for another week of things that have occurred that some of us have seen and some of us have not because we're extremely well prepared. Mando and Grogu's dead, so that's fun. But some horror movies have released and they're doing extremely well compared to that, which is doubly fun. Because I know Obsession, was it like a budget of $1 million, has made like $100 million, and it's like it had a smaller opening release, and so as they add more theaters, Mando and Grogu gets bumped to second and then to third after its second week in cinemas. It's very amazing. Star Wars is back, ladies and gentlemen. Favreau and Filoni have saved it.
Was it? It's
Yes.
getting bumped again now for Masters of the Universe this week.
Yeah,
it
on
was had a-
IMAX. It's getting bumped out of IMAX. It's amazing. For
The
Masters of the Universe.
Which, did I read correctly, is also expected to be a total bomb.
Not tracking well so far for the pre-sales. Yes.
Is it even tracking lower than Mando and Grogu did by any chance?
I want to say it was around the same or a little bit higher. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it wasn't very strong.
No, I think I remember seeing like 30 to 40 million, but that might have just been domestic.
It's It's apparently on par with Scary Movie 6, between 25 to 35 million.
Oh, that's
not good at all.
Yeah.
I think that might be
devastating.
I think that might just be domestic though.
It's still devastating.
Yeah.
Oof.
Tracking I thought Scary Movie 6 was doing better than that. Okay. Okay, hold on. This one says 43 to 53 million domestic opening for Scary Movie 6, and this is Box Office Pro.
Oh, then maybe it's gone up.
Yeah.
Oh, so He-Man's gone down and that's gone up.
It's probably made for very little money. Scary Movie 6 was anyway.
Right. I'd like to know what the predicted opening for Masters of the Universe is 30 to 40 million. It's not much higher.
Yeah,
not much higher.
I skipped out on Backrooms, but I did see Obsession finally this weekend, and that was fantastic. It was fantastic. Yes. And, you know, the clapping is what my audience did at the end of the movie. I didn't think it was clap worthy though.
That's
I really liked it. I just didn't like. I feel like I've seen this movie before.
I would say that, man, because I give it like a 10 out of 10 and all.
No, it's a really great movie.
Yes,
and it's my favorite movie I've seen this year. So don't get me wrong. I'm
Yes.
just bringing the reality.
It's
after the hype. It's been a few weeks, and the movie is really great. But it's I've seen it before. It's like a new variation of something I've seen before.
Right. I don't disagree with you. The plot is super unoriginal. It's the execution that is pretty flawless.
Yeah.
Like even some of the jump scares you've seen them before, but they were done so absolutely well. But
yeah, it was a great movie.
It's, you know what? Don't even bother watching Backrooms if you already saw Obsession.
What's so interesting is Backrooms got a horrible cinema score of B-.
Oh,
which
does suck.
It opened to massive numbers, so it seemed like audiences were really enthused about seeing it, but not so enthused after they saw it.
You know what I think it is? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, go on.
No, okay. The reason I suspect that is because the Backrooms thing, right? It's not one singular IP. It's a 4chan thread that people have just made lore for. So there's like no Backrooms lore universe or whatever. So this is based on the web series by Kane Parsons, but the video game series, which is what I suspect is far more popular with the 12 to 18-year-old kind of age group, is what I suspect most people were going to the theater for, and they didn't get. Like they were kind of, Yeah, so I suspect that's why they didn't like Backrooms.
It sucks. It
does.
just it feels like two different movies.
It does.
Especially when it changes. So like it starts off like it starts off being about like trauma and like, you know, being stuck where you are, and you're because like it keeps saying like he's trapped in his life, and that's supposed to be like a representation of the back rooms. And then it just kind of drops that idea halfway through, and then just changes into about Monster, which is about fucking trauma and self-destructiveness. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Especially when that psychiatrist woman takes over, like she has like a half-developed kind of arc because she has trauma herself, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Like she takes this handprint with her wherever she goes, and it's a handprint her and her mother used in the cement, but her mother never took her outside.
Yeah, so her mom was like a severe agoraphobic or whatever, and like would keep her kid caged. So, okay, for context, the movie opens and the psychiatrist is like watching her childhood home get torn down for like a condo development or something like that. So she sees the driveway getting smashed up, and it's got the handprints and cement there. So she manages to get like a piece of that before like the whole thing is destroyed. But yeah, I'd have to agree with you on. I didn't care for the whole trauma thing. I was confused why the writer, because the writer wasn't Kane Parsons for this. It was some other guy that seemed to have been hired by A24. But I don't understand, if you know that the target audience for both the web series and the games are still in high school, why is your main character like financially struggling divorcee and then a psychiatrist who's like pushing 40 and can't get over kind of her childhood trauma that her mother imposed on her? And it felt like the choice to do that is it's so spoon-fed to you because they don't trust the audience to understand like why the back rooms as like a online phenomena is like kind of terrifying, why liminal spaces works as like a semi creepy unsettling thing. So it felt like this shouldn't have been a movie. Like for real, I don't know if anyone has seen the web series. It's still on YouTube, so you can watch it. But like the longest episode is like 15 minutes long. It's
I never even heard of it. I mean, it sounds like if they've made all the main characters like aged up and have adult problems, then what they've done is say we can bake in the popularity with like the 18 to 24 bracket because they all know the web series. They will all turn up anyway. What we need to do is to expand to the core movie going audience, the biggest movie going audience, which is the 30 to 50, whatever the bracket is in the middle, so that they've like baked in its existing popularity, said that audience will show up. How can we now build on the audience that will show up with another like a bigger movie going demographic? So they age up the characters. I don't have a clue. I don't know anything about the Backrooms. I've never even heard of the Backrooms, but it just sounds like what they've done.
Well, it's found footage. It's passable found footage that you can watch online. But sorry, go on, Reaper.
Listen, as a concept, it's quite cool. Like just randomly, like it's certain doorways appear in random places, and it distorts reality. And what it does is the back rooms is they take your memories and kind of put them in the back rooms, but like kind of like your memories, they're all distorted. So you remember like a dressing cupboard, but in the back rooms, it's like elongated and like kind of twisted. So it starts to fill up with, and you see other people's memories probably, like because he works in like a furniture store, you see a lot of furniture in the back rooms, but it's all jumbled up, it's all randomly placed, it's on the ceiling. Like it conceptually it's cool, but like after like 5 minutes of wandering around, it's not scary. It's just kind of, oh, this is a bit weird. So you need a monster, and they couldn't really think of a way to do a monster interesting.
I mean, the way they designed the monster, though, is the type of monster that would be scary for the 12 to 18-year-old bracket. That's the problem. But the first half of the movie isn't set up for a younger audience.
No, it's like it's an existential kind of horror. It goes for, like, he's trapped in his life. He's divorced his wife. He owns a failing business. And it keeps talking about routines, how you keep doing your routines and you keep doing the familiar, but all that really does is trap you because you basically, like water, you follow the easiest path. And that's kind of like what you would think would happen in the maze. He would have to change his thinking to get out. but no, that doesn't really happen. He kind of just runs into a monster. Yeah, like it kind of just it does feel like two separate movies, and like because the monster ends up because the shop's called what, Captain something.
Captain something's Ottoman Empire. I can't remember what the
it's a pirate. It's a pirate, and the monster ends up being a pirate, which is a representation of his work, a place he hates. But like he's being chased by the monster, and he goes through this maze. The monster gets him, and then it just cuts to the psychiatrist, and like I don't know what happens. She follows him into the back rooms, and like he's suddenly gone crazy, and he's friends with the monster, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? It feels really jarring, the cut, because it is.
Sorry, finish your thought. No, finish your thought.
Because I generally thought it was just going to be an existential film. Like he is trapped in the reality, which is a representation of his life. He needs to undergo like a drastic thought process change kind of thing, whatever that word means. I just said, whatever combination that was, but he'd have to find some soul searching and get out of that situation, and thus get out of the quagmire that is his life.
Yeah, I was expecting that too, and that was the whole. And I figure, okay, that's the whole point of him seeing a shrink and then spending so much time on trying to fix his, because there's always the one. Can you stop meowing, please? Sorry.
I thought that was someone talking in the background. It's just
so did I. I believe there's no one in Vex's house. She's alone. It's just hair making that noise.
I figure the point, because the psychiatrist keeps going over this one instance where it's like, okay, go back to the night where you and your wife officially broke up. And so I figure, yeah, okay, in the back rooms, he would eventually like relive that moment, or
killed her or something, yeah.
Right. And then he would kind of like grow out of it. But like the web series, like because Phil and like the async, like the pharmaceutical company or whatever, right? That's canon to Kane Parsons' web series or whatever. But this really should have been just like, okay, keep it as a found footage horror film. Don't make it into a theatrical film. And then just do it like an uncovering the mystery thing. Because like the scariest part of this was the found footage segment where they find that like the laundry room or whatever. Like that was the best part of the film because it actually leaned into everything.
It changes, yeah.
Yeah. And then I wasn't a fan of like the Kane Parsons the direction was totally superb. I would say like that is a highlight of this film. I would say like seeing the set and sound design was also pretty phenomenal, especially like my shitty local theater where the sound like quality is usually not very good. But the choice to use a wide angle lens for all of the backrooms dimension stuff was interesting because the web series is it's a 90s camera, right? It's filmed in the 90s and takes place in the 90s, and it's a 4:3 ratio. So you feel a lot more like claustrophobic, and you feel like the unsettlingness of such a space a lot more. But they've chosen to do a wide angle here when they're outside of the found footage segments, and that unsettling feeling diminishes really, really quickly, especially since they spend so much time with him just like looking at rooms, and it's like 3 rooms, not even a lot of rooms. Like the pacing was so off for this movie too. I don't know if you felt that.
Yeah, the pacing's terrible because again it resets halfway through, and he's just crazy, and it just really it jarring, the pacing, the character work was just not there. It changed completely what it was supposed to be, which was existential dread, to just Trauma's the monster. And I'm so fucking tired of Trauma's the monster. Like, get some real fucking problems.
Right. That's like, and it's not like these characters didn't have like real problems, by the way, because of their age or whatever. But yeah, I'm over the whole like, trauma as a metaphor thing. Yeah,
like, the thing is, it's bad. Like, again, failing business. His wife doesn't like him anymore. Not great. Not like, oh no, a monster, a manifestation of my monster is gonna fucking eat me. It's just like, no, let's just actually, because I thought maybe he would have to try and like, dig through unresolved trauma, and basically his arc ends up being he's lazy, he doesn't want to change, he's comfortable, and because of that, the monster represents, I don't know what exactly it's supposed to be his trauma. but then the monster eats him. Is that because it's self-destructive or because it's...
I thought the monster was just because spoiler alert, I guess. So there's a scene in like the final act of the film before it switches to just the psychiatrist story where Clark, the Chitwell, whatever his name is, Clark is in like this warped version of I guess it's his kitchen, because everything we see in the back rooms is basically his memories. And he confronts her. He has her like tied to a chair because he's been stuck in there for like 2 weeks and he's gone insane or something like that. And he decides to reenact that night that his wife left him. And we learned that his wife was a crazy redhead, which, that should have been a sign for him right there, but oh well. And then the monster comes in when he comes to the realization that's just like, oh, I thought that I needed to move past X, Y, and Z, but like I'm actually comfortable in this memory. Go ahead.
Well, she says basically all you ever do is make excuses, and he goes, yeah, but I'm comfortable. I don't really want to change. And then once he basically says that, the monster eats him. But then is he feeding that monster? Because he's painted shit on the walls before he chokes out the psychiatrist. It's like he's painted the monster picking him up in the air kind of playfully, like he's happy with it. But then does he feed but then he's got the other girl in the fridge, the head, and I'm like, did he feed the monster that? Or is it just kill her? Or there's character. There's two characters. Sorry, one is just there. One is the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. He's the arsehole Targaryen. You're the one who
Aryan.
Yeah, that's it. He's the one who drinks dragonfire, I think. Eventually, he just dies and then his girlfriend runs after him, and she can see she just disappears, and then it cuts to the psychiatrist, and then her head's in the fridge, and then it's like, well, are you gonna explain it? No. Is it like, are you being feeding the monster? No. It's to show that he's crazy, even though he's choking her out and painting shit on the wall. That's not crazy enough. It just feels like
they skipped over all the time where he went crazy, and that actually would have been the most interesting part of the movie if they actually wanted to dive into that properly. But as for the monster, I thought the monster was just a representation of the part of him that refuses to move forward. So like he as himself has come to the conclusion that he's comfortable in the back rooms and this is where he belongs, kind of living in this warped version of his memories. But then the monster is like that insidious part of him that like truly just does not want to learn. It doesn't want to move forward. It doesn't want to adapt. It just almost wants to be like primal. Like it just wants to be basic, and that's why it kills him. That was my interpretation.
It's hard though, because it's basically because his store's called Captain. Oh, we just added then his name, Clark.
Is it Captain Clark's?
Yeah, Captain Clark's, because his name's Clark. Okay. Yeah, so the monster is a representation of the store, and he hates the store. So I was thinking, does he hate? Is it him hating himself? But then the monster is really happy with him in the drawing, like it's picking him up. And I don't know what that is. I think the problem is it's got two conflicting things. Like the psychiatrist and her character arc shouldn't have been in it. Like the psychiatrist, that makes sense. Like another person to come in at the end to show him just how insane he's got. That's fine. But her mother trapped her in a house. She was mentally ill. Doesn't play into it. Barely plays into it. It's pointless.
Yeah.
She should have just showed up at the very end to go, "Whoa, you've gone fucking nuts."
Or just don't make her a character. Like, just make her a secondary character, like the assistant manager and her boyfriend. Like, she really didn't need a fully fleshed arc or anything. Because, 2/3 of the movie forgets that they introduced an arc for her, so they can focus on Clark.
And then, like, she leaves, and then she ends up with the fucking, I don't know, CIA, Men in Black, whatever. And they're kind of like, we just need to explore the back rooms, even though there's fucking nothing there. I don't know why you'd explore. Like, if there was something like, sorry, go on.
No, finish your thought.
I said, if like there's plutonium or some shit there, or like we can use these memories to kind of like make more of this, whatever, or just a practical application. But there's no practical. There's nothing. It's like going into a fucking madhouse. Why would you want to go in? There's no scientific benefit.
this is where I kind of wish like Kane Parsons had been the writer instead of whoever A24 hired for the project, because a lot of the stuff that like the drawings on the wall, the monster coming after him, Async, the scientists or whatever, those are all in his web series. So those feel more like Easter eggs dropped in than actually being properly worked into the narrative. So I kind of like, I would have liked to see if Kane were in charge of writing, what would he have actually done with this? Because the direction is so solid that I almost think like we could have gotten a solid like 6, 7 out of 10 movie if he had written it instead. But
it is always a risk. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if A, this gets like 5 sequels, and B, he is given more creatively away with whatever comes next because of how well this is done. First time director, really young, coming from the internet. I can understand the studio saying, you know what, just for this one, like, we like your idea and we're going to give you a shot, like putting this onto the screen, but we're going to get somebody who knows what they're doing, or at least somebody Hollywood believes knows what they're doing to actually make sure the script is intact. We've seen what happens when studios give YouTube people the chance to write and direct their own movies. There's a chance it's a Shelby Oaks. We don't want those. So it sounds like the gamble paid off to the extent that this is doing extremely well. I was just looking at some of the records it's broken. So, like, obviously, like, youngest director to get a #1, largest opening weekend for first time director. So that will probably stand him in good stead for anything he does next. Biggest for A24, biggest R-rated opening of the year, largest original horror movie debut. So the guy's got a lot of credit in the bank based off of this, even if the movie itself is like, it's done well enough that they'll look at that and say, right, whatever you've got seems to be working, so do it again and do it the way you want it.
They do set up as sequels because they go like, the doors are appearing everywhere and we must go in for some fucking reason. Like, give me at least the scientist. If it was like, oh, we need to shut this down, we need to stop it, that would make, like, you know, give me a better reason. It was just, we must explore this fucking insane place that seems to be endless and fucking just kills everyone who goes in. Like, no.
It's so like if you watch the web series, like 15 or 20 episodes, but they range. Like, some of them are only like a minute and a half long, some are 12 minutes long. But the whole reason the scientists are down there is they accidentally discover it and they start using it. Like, they try to explore it to solve like a overpopulation crisis, but like that's not touched on at all. So instead it's just like Mark Duplass showing up here and there, and it's really disjointed with the whole trauma thing or trying to, you know, emotionally move on thing that the two main characters are going through.
Well, you think that whole idea just lost its salience. I don't know. So when was the web series made? Like, when was all that stuff put together?
Like 2014 or 19,
2019, like, yeah, somewhere around there.
Recent, because I would have thought, and like, if I was making these decisions, the overpopulation is like not only not an issue, but so much the opposite of the problem that we now have that it's kind of lost all of its salience. And I would have cut that out because it's like, well, there's no, like, that's silly. You need to solve an underpopulation crisis. But if it's that reason, that wasn't the decision. They must have cut it for a different reason. Maybe because they are like having sequels in mind and they want to leave themselves some more.
I would suspect that, yeah. Well, he's a teenager, so it makes sense because he was like 15 or 16 when he started making the web series. And like, for kids, that was all they were growing up with, right? Oh, the climate change is going to kill us all. Overpopulation is going to kill us all. So it's like the choice to do that. It makes sense. I'm glad they cut it from the film, but it's like introducing, like, giving it so much time in the film. You just use it as like a drop at the end to leave the door open for sequels instead of weaving it in your final act more than anything.
Like, I was thinking, if it's memories, maybe they can try and like go, well, if we're trying to, maybe you can bring someone back from the dead. That's what we're trying to do by using your memory, because the monsters kind of take on their shape. I was thinking, what could you use that for? If like the back rooms can recreate stuff from your mind. But obviously it's distorted. And the longer he spends there, the more accurate it becomes. It's still fucked. Like, he has people with like 3 eyes and fucking, you know, misshapen heads. But the room does start to look more like his living room. Like, it starts to look more like a diner. And like, that's actually an interesting thing of, could we use this to bring shit back that's dead? Possibly. Like, again, that's just a random idea I had. I mean, it give me something. It gave me nothing. It's just, there's a lot of back rooms popping up. Let's explore this fucking crazy fucking thing.
More yellow, yay!
It killed everyone. There's no benefit.
this didn't need to get a full feature length movie. The technical aspects are really good. The script is just really shite. But like, I walked out of it being like, I don't know if I like this or not. And then I thought about it for 2 days and I was like, yeah, that movie was kind of shit.
What on a scale of 1 to Shelby Oaks, though, like how good is it?
Best in Shelby Oaks. Everything's best in Shelby Oaks. Yeah. Dog shit is better than Shelby Oaks.
I do like the way all these movies are coming out and just making Stuckman's pain worse, though. Right? He's the first one to do it, and he's the worst one to do it.
As he put a review up, because he did an Obsession through gritted teeth.
He did, yeah. He was late on it too, is the other thing. But he was quick on Backrooms. He got his Backrooms one out in a day. Took 8 days for Obsession. Yeah.
He was probably hoping Obsession would bomb and have to review it.
I give this like a 4 out of 10. I like the idea. I like the vision. I think I'm very interested to see what Kane Parsons does next, because I think he has talent as a director, but the script just really brings this down. The pacing was really awful. Someone said like, oh, why didn't you talk about the pool rooms? The pool rooms is in the found footage section of the movie, and that was the best part of the movie. I wish it just stayed in the found footage style, because it works so much better for the setting and whatnot, and to build up the terror. Yeah,
like it does nothing. It's like basically he's slowly, methodically exploring the back rooms, like he's charting his thing. But when because it's so fucking weird how distorted the rooms become. It's like a large slide. The hallway is on like a 45-degree angle. Monster shows up, knocks them down, and he's kind of just sprinting through the back rooms. And that's, as you said, that's the best part, because you get such drastic changes. Whoa, fucking spider. You get such drastic changes. Fucking huge spider for me face. Anyway, that was more scary than anything in this movie.
Yeah.
But when he's running through, and it's not just, it's so chaotic. Like, you get to see all the red Christmas tree in a lone room, and
that was great.
Yeah, that, and when it's found footage, that's when it's at its strongest. But yeah, it's just after that, characters are weak, and it's just good concepts, good practical sets. Everything else is kind of shit. That's basically
I like that Chad is calling me an idiot when Reaper's been ripping into this far more than I have.
I just finished it like an hour ago, just before the stream, so I haven't actually sat there and went, whoa, this is even worse than what I think it is.
Right. I know, if I'm thinking of it within the genre it's in, right? Because I rate everything within the genre it's in. And for the genre it's in, it's not particularly amazing, but it's not awful. It's like on the low average scale.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it does, whether or not it holds up second weekend in that case, because taking a look at the figures for it. So it's done, what is it, 80 million domestic and 30 international, which already suggests that a lot of the appeal of the early screening was just people were already really familiar and they all showed up on weekend one, and it's an American phenomenon more than it is a movie for the world. But if it's not that good, as Reaper smashes his spider aggressively, then is it going to hold up, or is it going to sort of?
I think it's going to have a hard drop. I think it's going to have a hard drop.
Like I said, I think have a hard drop because, looking at the box office, if you take out the Thursday previews, it had like a $28 million Friday, and then it went down to 24 on Saturday, and then 18 on Sunday. Normally, if a movie is going to have legs, it goes up on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to fall.
Obsession seems to be pure word of mouth. Like, everyone's saying, go watch it. It seems to do better in its second weekend. So that's building momentum. This one's just, you see it, and it's like, there's not really much to kind of suggest. It's like, oh, it's just on a technical level, cool. On an abstract level, it's pretty, oh, I've never seen this kind of before. It's interesting. But as a story, it's kind of like, who gives a fuck?
Obsession has rewatchability compared to this as well. That's the other reason I think that's and also the Curry Barker fan base has now kind of had their fill, so now normies are tracking it, whereas with Backrooms, my Thursday showing was sold out for this, which was surprising. I haven't seen that since Barbie.
Yeah, when I went to the theater, it was fucking packed with teenagers.
Right. I thought that was crazy, but I think they were all going in expecting something more akin to the games, and they got something that was a little bit more abstract and closer to the web series. And I think that's going to drive down the second weekend box office take.
It's front loaded.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going for the meme, the novelty. It's like Minecraft with the chicken jockey, and then they fuck off afterwards because, again, there's no rewatchability. I mean,
speaking of Stephen King, there was that dude in the wheelchair, right, with the lamps. Because my theater was full of teenagers, some of them very clearly, autistic. At that scene, one of Stephen Hawking just gets yelled out in the middle of the
like, yeah, I didn't know what that was. Like, it's just he just walks past a chair, and this legless guy just starts hitting the lamp, going. And I'm just like, okay, was that Stephen Hawking? Some fucking ugly monster alien with no legs.
I went in with this with no expectations. I like the web series, so I was just like, okay, hopefully it'll just be like it'll lean into the found footage stuff a little bit more. And then I just, as a film, it just, yeah, I don't know.
I had not watched any of the web series. It was just, this is a wasted opportunity. He should have stayed the main character. I should have seen a slow descent into his madness.
Yes.
Or him breaking out of the confines, thinking differently, changing his perspective and stuff like that. But we got neither. We got a psychiatrist acting badly across from him. Yeah, that was I gotta watch Obsession. I keep watching the bad films, not the good ones.
Yeah, you really do. I can't recommend it enough. I don't want to go into spoilers because I don't care. Like if you come on if you come on the show, we are going to spoil stuff, but I actually recommend it, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, it's worth watching without without the spoiling first. And don't Reaper, I'm gonna recommend don't watch a bootleg copy, because the bootleg copy it undoes so many of the great moments for like the jump scares and the lighting. So wait for the digital if you're not going to go to the theater.
I was slightly skeptical about that. I understand. Yeah, I don't know. So I get that, like, obviously for full appreciation of the technical mastery of cinematography and all of that, yes, you don't watch bootlegs because that's obviously going to give you a shit quality. If the movie's effect is so reliant on jump scares, though, that you lose most of the effect of the film by watching it bootleg, that kind of tells me that the script kind of just isn't there. Okay. I haven't seen the film, so
let me rephrase, because there's really only like 3 or 4 jump scares, and they're paid off very well, right? But I mean, like, because lighting is so masterfully used throughout the entire film for both like the high and the low moments. And I did watch a bootleg after I saw it in the theater for my script, and the bootleg just really destroyed a lot of the good stuff, like the lighting and the aspect ratio, like add to the film. So that's why I say, like, this is a strong case of, like, definitely wait for at least the digital if you're not going to go to the theater for a first time watch.
Yeah. It's the reason I try and do, but like, obviously, unless the film is like, no, because I had to go. No, I even went to Shelby Oaks at the cinema. I try and go see him.
Was you on your own?
Yeah, no, there's one other person there, and I wanted to book the seat next to him or right behind him just to scare him. But that would have been the scariest thing in the entire experience. But that is the reason I'll try and go to cinema to watch it first for like first impressions. And obviously, review copy will tend to be bootleg or something because like you need it for extended script notes and things. But I tend to find there's maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, and it sounds like this might be an exception, but it tends to be that if people say, "Oh no, you don't like it because you watch the bootleg," say, A, I also watched the theatrical, but B, that usually means there's not much substance in the film. If it's all reliant on the visual atmosphere and not on the characters that are inside the visual atmosphere, then I'm somewhat less interested. But if I'm assuming Obsession is still around where I live, so if I can find it, I shall go and watch it.
A rumor is they've delayed because the digital release was supposed to happen on tomorrow, and I've been holding out on dropping my video because I wanted the digital copy specifically to use. But apparently it's off the books because it just keeps making more money weekend after weekend at the box office.
How that works, isn't it? Like the cinema isn't dead if good movies come out because people turn up to see them and then they stay in theaters longer. It's like whenever a massive, huge Hollywood studio puts out a bomb, And then no one turns up to see it. They always say, "Oh, this is the problem: is that theaters haven't recovered from COVID." And then a movie like this comes out, or even like the bigger ones that were successful, Barbie, Mario, and the two really good examples, and they end up delaying streaming release, and they're staying in cinemas for 6 months. It's like, so the answer really is you just put good movies in, and people will show up. There's nothing that's massively changed about people's viewing habits in that respect. It's just cope.
But that's the one thing they don't want to give you is a good movie. So it is just fucked. Yeah, so like it is strange how 2 horror films in the middle, June? Like end of May. Out of season as well are gonna be He-Man, gonna beat Mandalorian, probably gonna beat Scary Movie as well.
I think Scary Movie is going to do pretty well because Scary Movie is a huge IP outside of America, like way bigger.
Dude, like Star Wars. It's a huge IP outside of America. It didn't fucking work though, did it?
But everyone knows across the world that Star Wars sucks, that Disney sucks. So this is a different story. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting as well to see how that phenomenon does change things, because so many of these big storied tend to be 70s and 80s IPs keep being brought back and doing like shit, huge amounts of money spent on them, and they don't perform. To fairly unknown horror things. In one case, a totally original movie comes out. I mean, in a way, like horror breaking out every now and then isn't the story, right? Because horror's done that from time to time. The Conjuring broke out from nowhere. Fucking what the other ones that are basically like The Conjuring but are not The Conjuring. All of the other ones that are like The Conjuring, they come from nowhere. But they do really well. But this is kind of remarkable just because there's nothing else to sort of compare them with. They are the standout performers. And so we already know the era of video game adaptations is in, and it looks like the era of YouTuber movies is coming in as well, and web series adaptations will be coming in too. But whether or not that appeal lasts, I think you'd need them all to be more like Obsession if you're getting like new first-time directors for the original stories. And it sounds like less like The Backrooms, because then you'll start like making less money each time. You'll burn through it quickly, and that's going to be like the Minecraft experience or the Mario experience. It's like huge original buzz, and then for every subsequent entry, less and less, because their appeal is nothing to do with their quality in that sense.
Yeah, Backrooms is more catered to like, because it already has this kind of like pre-built lore and audience and shit. Like Obsession seems to be like a completely original story. Backrooms is just a franchise, really. It's just an internet franchise.
Actually, Curry Barker had a huge online following before that. That's why I think it did so well to open it. Because I don't know if anyone watched Milk and Cereal in 2024.
No.
Okay, found footage horror film. It was Curry Barker's film that blew the fuck up, like in the horror community in 2024. And before that, he was doing comedy work. So he was pretty big.
Dude had talent.
Yeah, this is just his first theatrical film, like his first proper like theatrical film, but everything else he had done on YouTube before. But so he had a built-in following going into this, much like Kane Parsons had a built-in following going into this.
Right, not Chris Stuckman talent, but he had talent.
No, it's funny because like if we look at the YouTuber films that have come out recently, Shelby Oaks is really the only exception. Like Markiplier's film did really good the beginning of this year. Together, that was by a YouTuber last year that did really well. Then there's the Bring Her Back and Talk to Me guys. They started out on YouTube. Both of their films did great in the theater. Backrooms is doing great now. It's just Stuckman that sucked.
It's because just from the previews alone, Shelby Oaks looked like a movie made by a YouTuber. It looked like a film made by an amateur filmmaker, and these all looked like real movies.
Yeah, like the hook for Shelby Oaks is "Where's Riley?" and it's like, who the fuck is Riley, and why should I care? Like it tries to be like a thriller, but it's not interesting or like intelligence.
Because you can make the argument that Shelby Oaks is like ostensibly it's the most original of the movies because it's not an adaptation. It's not a web series adaptation. It's not a video game adaptation. But what it is an adaptation of about 15,000 other horror films. So when you actually see it, it turns out it's the least original of all of them. It's just a guy who finally got his shot and just stole things from 15 other very popular horror scripts. So you watch it and you think, I've seen this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit. Whereas most of these other ones seem to be really successful adaptations of very successful original creations elsewhere. So Iron Lung being a really good example, already kind of known, quite popular, and the first time that anyone had tried to do something like this with it. But it's just its popularity is already established, and there's got to be like tens and thousands of these things dotted around the internet from the last 2 decades. There've been a huge number of like iteratively built things on forums or fan projects or indie animation stuff on YouTube. There's loads of them. You just go around, you find the ones that are really popular, and they've been really popular for ages, and you get someone, ideally the person involved with their initial popularity, to just adapt it to new medium, and success follows you because they're successful for a reason.
There it is.
Or you could pay Chris Stuckman twice what he should have been paid.
Yeah.
And get no fucking money from it.
Yeah.
How much did Shelby Oaks cost to produce?
So it was 2 million, was it around 2 million in fan funding from Kickstarter or something?
It was 1 point something, and they doubled it to like 2 point, yeah.
And then Neon came back and said, here's, I think 2, and then they came back again and said, here's an extra bit to finish it. And weirdly, they asked him to put the even worse bits back into the film, like the bit where she gets eaten by dogs at the end was not in the original. And then the studio said, oh, but you had that in your script. Why didn't you film it? And he said money. And so they gave him money, and that did not go well.
Dang.
So they read it and went, can she fly through the window and then get eaten by dogs? That was the greatest part of this goddamn movie. Oh my God, Jesus. I love that he's failing and everyone else is succeeding. Even if the films aren't even great, they're financial successes. And Chris Stuckman's just sitting there like a fucking psychopath, just watching all these people take off. He's going to kill his girlfriend or something. That's what's going to happen.
See, that would be a way better horror film. He should do that.
Chris Stuckman movie. Just a
the
movie about
YouTuber who turns into a director whose movie bombs and he slowly loses his mind, like at the end of The Shining, Jack Nicholson, and then his poor girlfriend / wife is trying to like keep him happy and entertained, but he just spirals into more and more depression, and he starts hallucinating like these horrific gambling ads in children's movies. And as he goes even more mad, and he says, "All work with no money makes Stuckman a bad boy," and then he kills his wife, and then that's the end. That would be a better film than Shelby Oaks.
Yeah, like halfway through a chase scene, he just stops and goes, "SpongeBob, tickets for my casino," or something. He just interrupts the chase scene with a really inappropriate advert. It'd be him, basically him ripping this film. His film was just it was like Frankenstein, ironic again because he's ripped off everything.
Yep.
But it was just bits and pieces of everything. So he's just terrible. He's awful. I hate him. I've never spoke to him, but you just see him and go, I just hate what you are.
That's the thing. I wouldn't want to. It's like you get sucked into the charisma void behind his eyes. It would be a horrible conversation.
He's just behind. He should be the monster in Backrooms, just a soulless entity that just eats you with his eyes. You get sucked into the black hole, the fucking nether realm that is his skull.
Yeah, be curious to see what you guys think of Backrooms if you watch it, but it's a whatever film.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
They are both on my list of things for I hope this week, but probably not realistically looking at my schedule, but they are both on my list. I will get around to the two of them. They might both get like a joint second channel video, given that like indie-ish horror movies succeeding so well at the moment. It seems to be a bit of a story in its own right.
Yeah, I was going to do a video on that too. Do you think they're going to make a sequel to Obsession?
So Barker said that he doesn't want to make a sequel. He said like maybe, but like he's not giving anything definitive. His next movie, he's already working on that, and he said that there will just be a reference to Obsession in it, i.e., the fate of Nikki, like what would have happened after the events. But
she is getting a never mind.
Wait, so if
I don't want to spoil it. No, because
okay,
Platoon.
all right, okay.
Platoon needs to see it.
Fair.
But if his next movie contains a reference to this movie, then like what are they set in the same universe? Is he building an Obsession cinematic universe?
It's not an Obsession sequel. It's just like they happen to be in the same universe. Like he said, like the reference is literally just you might see a newspaper article or like a TV report in the background. Nothing more than that.
Oh, so it's a Controverse.
I want an Avengers team up. They all just get together. I'm the mentally ill girl in this one, and they have to do a job.
Like he's thought about revisiting the One Wish Willow though, because there is a lot you can do with that, but it would be like an anthology series, not a straight sequel.
Yeah,
which I'd be on board with personally.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't need a sequel to this story. I was thinking a sequel as an anthology series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what like the Creep tapes did with like Creep 1 and Creep 2. And because of the premise, it works much better as a anthology series. And it was solid. 2 seasons. It's a solid show. So I could see Obsession working that way.
In other box office news, The Mandalorian and Grogu absolutely fell off the face of the earth. That's nearly 70%. That is worth, for context, worse than Snow White and worse than Captain America: Brave New World.
Wow.
And I think what we have here with the cinema score being A-, we have a Fantastic Four situation. That movie last year also had a really good cinema score, but the people who wanted to see it went and saw it the opening weekend. And there was no word of mouth because even if you heard it, it's like, hey, it was a good Fantastic Four movie. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yep. And even for people who went to see it, it's like, okay, I've seen it. What in the movie compels you to watch it again? Like, where are the hidden depths? What characters do you want to see more of? It's so empty. I'm having this problem trying to do like the review of it. It's just like I had to like bash the plot section out in 2 days because I knew after 2 days I would be sick of this. It's so empty. It's such a nothing film. So then it becomes like, well, you have to try and be interesting by taking the piss out of it and then finding something else to talk about that isn't the plot of the film because there's no plot to it. Probably accounts for like why it's such a huge drop. And it's quite a huge drop from a not particularly high base, right? It was tracking behind Solo anyway, even if you don't adjust for inflation. And now it's dropping faster, I think, than Solo dropped. I can't remember what the drop of that one was. But what's it now looking at making? Because people who pretended they liked it were like, no, this will be successful if it makes 600 million. It's not going to do that, though, is it, realistically?
Oh, absolutely not.
Solo had a 65% drop in its second weekend.
Yep, from a high base. And it's really shit, too. But there's more of a story in Solo. You get to learn where his dice come from.
Well, is someone here?
Oh.
The Millennium Falcon is the droid's rights activist, isn't it?
Well, weird.
Yo, guys, my bad for being late. I literally just woke up.
You're good, dude. You're good.
That's what I said.
I was like, what the fuck? I put my alarm at like 10:45 because we usually start at 11:15. And then I wake up, I see midnight 03. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's why my heart skipped a beat. Then I hopped, bro, 3 minutes flat from half asleep to now. Jesus Christ, man.
Do you want to give your thoughts on Backroom since we
I was listening on my phone and on the tail end of Backroom. Backrooms fucking sucked, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. I don't know what to tell you. I did not enjoy that movie. Kane Parsons is not to blame. I think the writing is to blame. I think that he did a really good job directing. I think solid, really, really, really good direction. To me, it just wasn't scary because I couldn't connect with any other characters. I think that the character work was really, really flat. They could have been replaced with cardboard boxes. The most interesting characters that we had that I liked were the two guys that, spoiler alert, fucking died in the found footage segment. So, and they weren't even developed anyways. So it's so bad. So I really, really didn't enjoy the Backrooms. I can understand if you did. I can thoroughly understand if you did. I don't know if the second week is going to make as much money as the first week because I think word of mouth is going to go down because I even called a buddy of mine this afternoon, complete normie, you know, like just a normal dude who watches movies, who likes horror movies and stuff like that. I watched him. I called him. The first thing he told me was, oh, dude, Backrooms is a 4 out of 10. I fucking hated it. I was like, oh, okay, so we're in agreement. So, yeah, so I don't know. If he's saying stuff like that, it's all right. And no, don't worry, Dave. I'm not going to give another 30-minute discussion. No. To me, I wouldn't really recommend, but I would recommend it's a 50-50. I'd recommend for the technical aspects, but still, then again, a story needs to be there because, you know, Avatar can also be just recommended for its technical aspect, but you can still say that it's a shitty 2-hour movie. So yeah, I do think that Kane Parsons is going to have a very fruitful career. I do wish it upon him. And I do hope that his next feature is a bit better written. That's the only thing that I would ask for. So yeah, I think that Kane Parsons is gonna be able to climb up. However, it's gonna be harder for Curry Barker to climb up because that dude has already started at like the top of the top. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it on Obsession. Let me catch my on Backrooms. Jesus Christ, let me catch my breath and my brain. I guess.
Good,
Jesus
Christ.
Good. And I arrived when we're talking about fucking
part of the stream. Yes, yeah, you get to go right back to sleep again now because it's Mandalorian and Grogu, which is one of the most sleepable movies there is, as the audience has affirmed. Most of them couldn't get out of bed to go and see it a second time. So yeah, so this is not on track to reach 600 million, which it needs to make any kind of profit. It's not. Is it even on track to make 400 at this point?
I doubt.
It hasn't hit 250 million. I just looked at the box office numbers. It's not even there yet.
It's doing better domestically than internationally too, which is
not by much though.
Sign.
I'm actually
but that's just normally it's like
domestically
40% domestic and 60% international. So the flip like that is jarring.
Well, if it's underperforming Solo got 392 million, so it's not even gonna get 4. So, and then you got He-Man coming out in what 4 or 5 days
this weekend, yeah.
Which cost even more than this did. So the budget for this, I think, the reported budget, just production, obviously, absent marketing, I think is 160 million for Mando and Grogu. Marketing is huge on top of that. I think isn't He-Man's budget pushing 200 million? Did I read that correctly?
Probably 200. I mean, it looks like a 200 million movie. I would have
170 million to 200 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one. So it's tracking to make less money with more budget. And I don't know why they thought it would do otherwise. He-Man is so 80s coded and not in a translatable way, I don't think.
Why would they budget Supergirl like it was going to have to make $1 billion? Why do they do these things? Like if you spend $200 million on a fucking movie and spend 150 million on the marketing, you have to make a lot of money.
Well, I think they don't realize they've exploited all the kind of like film nostalgia that exists. Like that's all gone now. We've all had remakes and reboots of every type of film and TV show. Now you've got to exploit games and the internet. I think as we said earlier, like that's the new treasure trove. Because if they re-release like another fucking Star Wars, nobody cares. Like you've destroyed every franchise. Other than Back to the Future, what hasn't been raked? Everything. Like you've seen a reboot or a knockoff or a spin-off of everything from the films.
Oh yeah, especially anything Disney's purchased. I mean, it's that and live action adaptations of animated stuff that people used to like. But like, you won't see another Indiana Jones in the next few years. They fucked that. You won't see another Willow in a few years because they fucked that so hard they deny its own existence. And you won't. Well, you are seeing more Star Wars, but it'll be interesting because it's Starfighter is the next one, and they're pinning most of their hopes on that. The hope since this movie came out, I've heard, is that some people say, "Oh well, you know, this one was greenlit under KK, so this is like the last of the bad era of Star Wars." And it's not though, because it's made by the guy who replaced her. This is what Star Wars is. He's been promoted after Ahsoka. This is why all the fucking gay cartoon characters are in it. This is what Dave Filoni does. He's incapable of taking the franchise anywhere it really needs to go. And now he said that he sees his role as being like a little Obi-Wan Kenobi. He wants to help other people succeed and be like the Bible of lore.
Great. Does he die?
I fucking hope so, but then he'll just come back as a Force ghost and say inane, stupid things with his cowboy hat still on, probably. But what advice could he possibly... Can you imagine, just hypothetically, they say they went back to Tony Gilroy and they said, look, it was way too expensive, but Andor is the only thing that actually gained viewers over time. So we want to give you another Star Wars thing. And then Dave Filoni sidles into the room and he says to Tony Gilroy, Dave Filoni, am going to give you some advice. So how about this cartoon character fights this cartoon character? Because people like the cartoons and Gilroy just has to put up with that. So this is what Star Wars is going to be. It'll just be potluck because he says he wants to just help creative people succeed. So I don't know what the fuck you know about success or creativity, but good for you. So what's Starfighter going to look like? Is Starfighter going to be creative freedom for whoever the fuck it is who's writing it? Or is it going to be a Filoni thing again? And then because of where it's set, there are rumors that it might even tie into a Rey movie that's coming. I think they would be insane to do that, but that's what the rumor was a couple of weeks ago. It's just an empty. It's drifting. It's drifting without any purpose or direction. If this was leading somewhere, then maybe people would have had more reason to go back and see it. But it's not. So why should they?
I have a question because I'm not a Star Wars nerd. Are there places in this universe that they could still make a film in? Like, are there storylines or characters or plot lines?
Yes. I mean,
okay.
There's a whole 30 years of expanded universe stuff for people just fleshing out all of it. Like there's probably more. There was more story content written for Star Wars in the expanded universe than there was Star Wars content, and it wasn't even particularly close. It's just hugely expansive, and then because like half of the characters you see in what you are getting from Disney these days, like Thrawn, had their own. They were from the expanded universe, and they burned that, and then Filoni said, "I'll do my version of that character," and he's just a retard.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like the characters have kids, and some of the kids tend to the dark side. There's so much. The galaxy is vast and huge, and the thing is as well, even if that wasn't true, it's implied to be so vast and huge. So any writer could just start from scratch and make something good again now. It's such a huge, potentially rich galaxy, but they don't know how to do it. So I guess we were just lucky we didn't go to Tatooine again in this film.
It's not just the future. They wrote the past. Like, they've set things 10,000 years in the past and have entire storylines. Like, there's so much of it to do. You can go 500 years in the future, 5,000 years in the past. There's so much. And he just went, no, let's just kill Luke Skywalker. Let's let him commit suicide.
I mean, you had all the stories because some of the most popular video games are all set around. You had, obviously Knights of the Old Republic. If you wanted to go back in time and do that, that's deservedly renowned. You had all the Dark Forces stuff, and then they thought, no, fuck it, let's do Rogue One. And instead of Kyle Katarn, who has this really long, quite interesting story, let's give us Jyn Erso, fucking human cardboard that she is, and she can steal the Death Star plans because her dad engineered a fucking flaw, and it's so shit.
There's over 150 books in the extended universe. What?
That's just books. So that's not comics, video games, audiobooks, radio plays. There's so fucking much. There's loads of it because that's what kept the thing going. From was it 83 Return of the Jedi comes out? It's not until 99 that Phantom Menace comes out, and in all that period of time, people just carried on writing stuff for it.
Yeah, they had loads of video games, like
the video games are great.
Stuff,
because if you wanted to do tie-in or spin-off stories, Battlefront 2, the original one before the shit one, it has a pretty good story. That ties into the Order 66 stuff, the 501st Legion. It's all there for you.
Dave Filoni destroyed that because it's really good monologue he gives. Like he goes, "We're all wearing masks because we're too ashamed to look him in the eyes," which means that they had a choice and he chose to follow their orders. Whereas Dave Filoni goes, "Oh, they were all brainwashed and they were ignorant," and he just made them all like just slaves. All the clones are just like mind chipped, and that just makes them so less interesting.
Yeah,
like they chose to follow Anakin. That's what makes them way more complicated, and it's just. It's just so
following orders. They have this moral culpability. They ruined everything. Yeah, there's chances that you had the whole Yuuzhan Vong thing. So like the after all of this stuff, after all the Thrawn stuff, is that the next big threat? The galaxy's like invaded from outside by like a very alien race that basically destroys everything, and then. Like fucking Chewie gets a moon dropped on him at some point, and like it's really dramatic. There's loads of stuff, and it's not all good. Like there's going to be a huge part of it that's not, because that's kind of the nature of any fan-led thing or any tie-in thing. You get jobbing writers to do the best they can, and oftentimes it's shit. But even if you were to say like 25% of it is really good, there's so much of it. The 25% is like several trilogies worth of movies that you could. It was sitting right fucking there, and they burned it because they're idiots.
Dang.
A moon dropped on him. Was it a rebel moon? Zack Snyder's what's he doing? He's doing a reboot of Escape from New York.
What?
No. Yeah, I saw you send that in.
Yeah, he's tackling from the Hollywood Reporter a reimagining of John Carpenter's Escape from New York. He is behind a hot package, which is a hot package, and Zack Snyder is not words I'd use together. He is a fucking awful director.
What happened to his deal with Netflix to make all his zombie movies?
He cost them too much money. He bombed. He did like 4 bombs in a row. And what was it? Rebel Moons cost like $200 million each. Then he Then he did the extended editions, which were again bombs. That My Line, it's got one of the best lines ever, where during the assassination he just goes, "Do it, kill her." That's one of my. It's so bad. And then you got the people playing the cello in the corner.
It's amazing.
And they're playing in time as well. Even though they have fucking masks on and they can't see, they're playing dramatically in time with the assassination. What a movie that was.
He must have went, right, he's going to come out, and then you play the C sharp, and then he's had to coordinate the assassination. Like,
they had to rehearse it for a whole week in advance. Yeah, they bring all these people and say, so what are we accompanying? Oh, we can't tell you that, but in this moment, we're going to be stabbing a guy, and I need you to do this.
I want a song that's melancholy, but also this. What goes with assassinations?
Is Snyder like just directing this Escape from New York thing, or is he like writing and directing this Escape from New York thing? How involved is he?
I don't know. Too much is my thing, but Escape from I get the Hollywood Report thing up.
No, he's writing and directing.
Oh my god! Oh, even better. You'll get to see where they all sit around a table and tell you their backstories, and all the backstories will be the same, but it'll take 45 minutes.
And then you'll have him
letting him write, man. I don't know, like why?
You'll have him slow motion fill up a car, just petrol, just take about 50 minutes to fill up the gas tank.
When you said he was remaking this, I cringed, but honestly, I would have cringed no matter what project you said he was doing.
How does he keep getting work? He's like the flu.
Because he does have a cult following, right? Like he has some sort of cult following.
He does.
Well, why? Why? Like, I don't get it. They're like beating housewives. It's like he's not good. He hasn't made anything good ever.
Well, 3/4 of them are robots as well. Like they're not even real people. He has his own droid army, and apparently he's like the Trade Federation. He's Newt Gunray, is what Zack Snyder is, and he just threatens people with his robots until they let him make shit movies. He did well once upon a time, I guess, and people just think, well, you're an established name with a core audience, so maybe this time you'll come good. It's not going to happen. He'll go. The character will go to the famous grain farm of New York, and they'll just slowly run their hands through the fields of corn.
I couldn't believe that in Rebel Moon, where the farming scene went on for about 30 minutes. And even though they've got spaceships, they're using like fucking scythes that you would use in the 17th century. They weren't even using like a combine harvester. They were using scythes. The
reason for not doing it is like that farming group doesn't like technology, but they live in houses with like electric lights, automatic doors. They'd have just downstream from a spaceport. Oh no! I know. Fucking
you need a spaceship to get to that planet.
It's like the Amish people that live nearby. I see them eat all the fucking time. They're cheating. They have headlights on their fucking horse buggy.
I just love the Star Destroyer goes, give us your corn. It's only about like fucking 1 ton, if that. Just they go to war for like 2 fields of corn. It's so stupid. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be funny. This also might be funny just because this is going to do even worse than I think we were thinking it was going to do, which was already bad.
So do we have a Snow White situation on our hands? Because she just seems to want this movie to bomb.
She's not as insufferable as Ray. I still think she's probably quite a nice person, but she's just been extremely misled.
Yeah, it's like because Australia is 5 or 6 years behind culture. They're just now arriving at the woke era.
No, they're discovering feminism. Shit.
Yeah.
Really terrible. Because that's what you don't want to say. It's just like the double whammy. Like the initial quote, which was typical like brain-rotted Hollywood pod person speak. We have this weird ownership of women's bodies. It's like, that means fucking nothing. And if she'd said it the one time and everyone had moved on, maybe they could have got away with it and it would have just been a shit, badly performing movie. But then obviously some journalist asks her again, say, oh, what did you make of the response? And then she just, what do you not say to it if you want to sell your movie in America? Oh, these people, they're like Christian dads and offending them is right. Okay, so that's a parent and 4 children who are now not going to see your film. And there's a lot of those.
Yeah, I feel like she's just been misled as an actress. It doesn't even feel like it's her saying all of these things. It feels like the studio is mandating her to say all of this stuff, which is kind of weird. Because I don't know, if you look at her track record, there's not really any track record of her doing stuff like this. Well, it's also the first time that she's spearheading such an expensive movie. But I don't know. I don't think that it can go to your mind that quickly.
What if, hear me out, okay? What if they're just letting her say whatever she wants? Like there's no chain on her because they're hoping that this movie crashes and they can finally just kick James Gunn out when the acquisition goes through.
4D chess move? I could, yeah, probably.
Yeah. But he's already making Man of Tomorrow, and that looks shit.
But that will be the last one, right? Like that's the last confirmed project in production, and I don't think anything else is.
It's just this, Lanterns, Man of Tomorrow, and then after that, it will be a case of either more movies if they succeed. Yeah, Clayface. Fuck yeah, I forgot about that one. So there's a few left, but there is nothing. You're right. After Man of Tomorrow, and that's the last one. If this is all like cleverly orchestrated, I will love her till the end of time if she manages to deliberately get James Gunn kicked out of DC. But I don't think it is.
Destroy your own career in the process.
Yeah, takes one for the team.
Supergirl is currently tracking for a 47 million to 65 million domestic opening.
That's not great.
The full domestic run is projected to land between 107 million and 181 million.
So worse than Black Adam.
And Superman made most of its money domestic. It's got like usually the international outweighs domestic, but it's the opposite with Superman. It was like 300 odd million domestic, like 200 million international.
I'm not too shocked for that with Superman. Superman is, to me, is like a very American superhero. Right. Like to me, I mean, growing up, a lot of people would much rather talk about Spider-Man than Superman. Superman has the namesake, but doesn't have box office pull internationally, in my opinion.
He used to do this. So that's the weird thing. That's a relatively modern thing. It's like when James Gunn came out and said, oh, yeah, that's because America is unpopular around the world at the moment, so Superman's not going to do well. But it's like the 1978 Superman movie comes out like within memory of Vietnam, when America's extremely unpopular and has way big. I think it's about a 50-50 international split.
It's 55 international, 45 domestic for the original Superman.
And it makes, if you adjust it for inflation, like comfortably over $1 billion or something. So like, it didn't used to be the case that Superman was just this parochial American thing. He used to be really popular. Spider-Man's always more popular because like he just is the archetypal example of any teenage boy in school. So obviously there's like everyone resonates with that. But Superman used to be more than he is now. He's just been reduced over the course of many decades to this weird sort of not even patriotic thing, just to kind of everyone just associates him with cringe.
I just think he's overpowered. Like he's overpowered as fuck. So what's interesting about him?
Yeah.
I mean, we do have alternatives right now. Like as I was saying, I think it was last week when I was talking about One Punch Man. So like young people have other alternatives to the Superman dilemma. And that isn't Superman. Whereas, older people are just going back to Superman because that's what they know. And, of course, he is one of the gold standards. So.
Well, as you said, it's not that Superman's overpowered, it's that they don't know what to do with it. Like other writers know how to deal with an overpowered character. These people just don't. And then as the lack of patriotic, he doesn't even say truth, justice in the American way. He kind of goes like truth, justice, and let's all be gay together. It's just like this. He just wants to be this like vague humanitarian kind of thing, and it just sucks.
Maybe being nice is punk rock. It's like fuck off, James. Nice. What? No, like it wasn't.
The film wasn't about niceness either. Like they commit fucking political assassinations.
Oh yeah, Hawk Girl commits a war crime in 1/3 of her entire total of scenes during the part where everyone's supposed to be inspired by Superman, and she's like, "Well, I'm not Superman. Fuck off, Benjamin Netanyahu," and then off he goes. It's just not great. And then that's Superman though. Like that's the type, because James Gunn seems to think it's impossible to do a non-boring Batman for some fucking reason. So Superman kind of is the biggest character he has. This is why we got Supergirl. It's the follow-up. So Superman, not good, really shit film, doesn't do very well, but didn't have any like major casting controversies. And Supergirl comes out already like not known character, not interesting, following up a movie that performed badly, plus now casting controversy, just slagging off roughly 40% of the domestic audience. It's going to be a bloodbath. And it's a shame because I think Millie Alcock is talented, And if you read the rest of the interview, that follow-up one where Shin's like, I think accidentally implied that all Christian dads of 4 are horrible. The rest of that interview makes her seem like what I think she came across as anyway. Just like really normal, came quite recently up from basically nothing. Seems like a really charming person. But then obviously the headline was that one thing. The journalist baited her into the answer, and then the answer formed the headline because journalists are scum. So really the media is partly to blame for this as well.
Well, Brie, you'd think they'd learn from Brie Larson because Brie Larson fell hook, line, and sinker for this. Like, she was just used by them completely. And then, like a condom, after she got stretched out, they threw her away. Like, she's no longer... That's exactly what happened. And now, the problem is she's learned her lesson. Like, they go, what do you think of fans? Aren't they all racist and horrible? And she goes, well, but the damage is done. She's like, she's tainted meat at this point. Millie Alcock just needs coaching to go... Like, Henry Cavill knew how to... Remember that interview? He masterfully avoided it during The Witcher, going, aren't fans entitled and stuff? He goes, yeah, but the fans, and you don't get to tell them if they're passionate. Like, he did it where he wasn't offensive against the media class.
Hold on, Reaper, there's a big thing you're forgetting with all of these examples, okay? Women are stupid. That's why they keep letting this shit run. No, because I watched an interview recently with Anthony Starr over the Homelander thing, right, for the season 5 previews. And there's a couple where journalists bait him like, oh, what's with the Trump allegory and how do you think current American politics have influenced the character? And he doesn't even reference it. He's just like, I don't know what Kripke wanted the character to be influenced by, but for me, I read the script and I put in what I think my own twist is based on what the director wants, and I go from there. So I don't know what, like, this is just like common sense, and women don't really have this, especially when they're young and you put them in a spotlight.
It does seem to be a bit of a split whenever anybody has answered this question well. So I know Mads Mikkelsen and I can't remember the name of the Danish director which film were they doing?
Oh, it was like a Western movie, yeah.
It was one where they were setting it in like medieval Norway. And the journalist said, why aren't there any more black people in the film? And their response was just kind of to laugh at the question and say, because it's set in medieval Norway. Good answer. Ryan Gosling comes out and says, it's not the audience's job to show up. We have to give them something worth showing up for. Good answer. Anthony Stark, good answer. A few people are learning how this game works, but then Millie Alcock doesn't know how the game works. Brie Larson learned too late how it works. Fucking Leslie Headland, when a journalist says to you, do you think this is the gayest Star Wars ever? You don't say yes. You don't do that. That's just terrible. You've been baited. The guy did his job really well, and she was too stupid to see what he was doing. It does seem to be women are needing to catch up, I think, on how cynical the game is.
Yeah, but this is normally attached to things that suck, though. Have you ever had this... Is there any example where the lead actress was doing this or the lead actor was doing this and then the movie absolutely fucking ripped and we all had to eat our shit? No, it always sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, but even with the male examples there's quite a few like The Witcher was not good. The Boys was not good, but it's like the men understand how to actually work around that and to like answer the question without being a doofus, whereas women just don't really think about that. They see a spotlight, and because they're so encouraged to be themselves and be authentic or whatever, there's no filter there, especially when you're talking to 20-something-year-old girls.
Yeah, do you want to gossip about someone? Like, are you sure girls obviously aren't going to fall for that, are they? Do you want to talk shit behind someone's back? Fucking yes, they all say.
There you go.
There's like fucking Supergirl, man. Like, it just sucks. Like it's a derivative. It's like a derivative character of a shit character that we got from James Gunn. So you're getting like
literally the only way Supergirl would have been successful was if Superman was successful. That's the only way. It would have been like Marvel back in Phase 3, where even the shitty movies like Ant-Man 2 would pass almost 1 billion simply because it was riding off of the MCU high. That's what Supergirl should have been. But since Superman was shit, no one is going to go watch Supergirl because there is zero interest in Supergirl already from the get-go. That was the biggest hurdle. And so, like, there's literally nothing that this movie can do except be incredibly good. And even if it's incredibly good, I doubt that the word of mouth would have enough time to make it recoup back its budget.
Well, this is adapting like a comic run too that like divides the fan base, like the comic fan base. No,
I guess.
Got me there. I'm not a big Supergirl guy.
No, because like everyone I've talked to who's like familiar with the comic book version of this character is just like, why are they adapting this this specific run? Because I think the comic that this is based on came out in like 2016 or 2018, kind of at the peak of all the stuff they were doing. Yeah.
It was done by Tom King, which James Gunn absolutely loved. And basically all his things are, I'm dealing with trauma. That's basically everything.
God, Tom King is such a fucking dink.
There you go.
Yeah, he sucks. He sucks. His comics suck.
All the press for this movie as well as seeming like emphasize the same point. It's like, oh, this is a messy character showing women that they don't always have to be perfect to be good, and it's all about dealing with trauma and past experiences. It's like, okay, we've seen that quite a lot, but I think they have their equivalent diegetically in universe of an Epstein scandal. I want to know, did you know that your cousin's parents were raping everyone? Did you know? What did you know? When did you know it?
That's an actual thing they have to address, because is Clark's parents part of a cult, or was that just standard Krypton behavior?
Standard Krypton behavior.
You're like, is that just like, oh, that boys will be boys, raping and pillaging?
The Kryptonian community needs to come out and disavow what was going on, because otherwise, it's just...
Do you think Clark got jettisoned into space because they like social service came round to take the child? Going, give us Clark's in danger. Like, they get child protection services to come in, trying to rescue him, and the parents go, let's launch him to space because they're fucking nuts.
And then the space ATF just goes in and murders everyone because they're a cult. That could have been what happened.
It would be funny. You see Jor-El just getting gunned down. He's got like a gun. And then it's not a gun. He has a stapler, so they quickly frame him, put a gun in his hand. That's me better whatever this is.
I'll never understand why they budgeted this movie the way they did when Superman made what it made. Because there was no way this movie was going to make more than Superman. Supergirl's not more popular than Superman.
What is the budget for this? Because I remember them saying it's like a million. Is it fucking 200? Damn, I thought it was like 160 thing again.
Double check.
Because I thought they were saying, oh, it's a relatively cheap movie. And I remember thinking
170 million, excuse me.
170, yeah. Damn. It's still way too expensive, though.
They're hoping that this makes 425 at the box office total.
Which it's not going to do.
Yeah.
But he also lied about Superman's budget. He said it was 200 million. It was like 300 and something. And then said an intern committed fraud instead of just admitting that it cost more than what it did. But it says a 47 million opening would put it on par with the Marvels, which only did like 206 worldwide.
Holy shit. And that's like, that is known as one of the biggest bombs certainly of the superhero genre, but it's one of the biggest bombs generally, isn't it, the Marvels?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that and Blue Beetle, I think, are probably the biggest bombs.
I thought Blue Beetle was kind of middle of the road.
Blue Beetle was middle of the road. I think it was a budget as well.
Really? Thank God.
Yeah, I think it was God, what was the Jared Leto one for the Sonyverse?
Morbius?
Yeah, isn't Morbius up there for one of the biggest superhero box office?
No, man, because it actually opened to. This is when superhero movies were still in its heyday. So that movie somehow opened to $40 million.
Oh dang!
Like even Morbius could open to 40 million. Like 5 years
ago. What about
ago.
Madam Web?
Madam Web made barely over 100 million worldwide.
That cost 80 million. Madam Web.
Oh, this is much smaller budget. Okay.
And its contribution to culture vastly outweighs its box office returns.
It's art. It's what it is. She got hit in the eyes and ended up in a wheelchair. How did Sydney Sweeney's career take off after being in that? She got more
kinds of did. It's like everyone in there, apart from like 3 out of the 4 went on to do other movies. Because what's
Zoe
her name?
Kravitz in it?
Yeah, I can't remember who she plays.
The black girl's the only one that went nowhere.
Yeah, the black girl was the only one that went nowhere. The other one played Isabella Merced. She played the Hawk girl.
She's Hawk girl. She was in The Last of Us. She
Romulus.
was in a couple other things. Romulus
too, yeah. She played Dora.
Yeah, there was that too. Yep. Sydney Sweeney just keeps showing her tits. That's why she has a career.
Yeah, if she's done that in Madam Web, that movie would have done well.
We all got fucking baited by the trailer, seeing her in like, the leather for like 2 seconds.
Oh, this is good transition. Good transition.
I figured, why not? Because Euphoria is ending, and
hey man,
reason to throw her up on
feels
screen.
Like the fucking devil has left Hollywood now that Euphoria has ended. I guess 50%. Jesus Christ, man, that motherfucker Sam Levinson is a menace to society, dude. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Wait, did anyone watch it or?
Fuck to the no, bro.
Every scene I saw was just a girl getting hit by some pimp. That's all I kept seeing.
Me too. It's like that's the only thing I saw was OnlyFans. Jacob Elordi just acting tall the way he usually does.
Yeah, just acting tall.
It's like, brother, you've done other good movies, Jacob. It's like, you can act, but it's like, yeah, but for Sam Levinson, it's just as if he just doesn't want to act. He's just like, yeah, fuck it, back to my kissing booth Netflix days. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Euphoria is garbage. And the worst part is that I've seen the first 2 seasons because my sister would watch it on TV and I'm like, oh, what is this bullshit? And then I'll just be like, it was so bad that I had to sit down and watch. Can you imagine? Not even that I sat down because it was good. I sat down because it was so bad that I was enthralled by what I was watching. So then I was like, Jesus, man, Euphoria is garbage. I hope that dude Sam doesn't get any work or whatever. Like, then lock that motherfucker up, man. Check his hard drives. I'm not even joking at this point. He's a weird motherfucker, man.
Like it was weird. Like some scene came on. I think Sydney Sweeney opens a door. This Mexican grabs it and slams her through a table. And I was just like, and drags her by the legs. And I was like, "What is this?"
I thought this was about teenagers. What is this?
Yeah, it's wild. Like the only things I see about this show is Sydney Sweeney acting like a whore and getting the shit beat out of her.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Basically, yep, that's basically it. Yeah.
I think the writers hate her, so they just try and make her do the most depraved things, but it just makes her more popular.
Oh, I read that she insisted. There was because I've not seen a second of the show. I think I just came across it on Twitter or somewhere where the director was talking about it, and he's like, whenever he wrote certain scenes, he's like, is there a way we can do this without just turning it into porn? And Sydney Sweeney was the one who came along saying, no, but I'm an OnlyFans girl. What do you expect? So apparently she was very keen on getting her natural assets more screen time.
If you got it, rock it, man.
She knows she's hot. Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah. And it sells.
I've not seen a single thing of Zendaya. Like, is she like in this at all? Because she just looked rough.
Oh yeah,
every time she was on this.
Like, she was the face of season 1, but then progressively, I don't know what happened. Progressively, I guess Sydney Sweeney became the face of Euphoria, and so she was sort of just left on the back burner. And also, she didn't want to really do the TV show. Like, none of them wanted to do the TV show after season 2 because they all got really popular after season 2 and realized that Euphoria was dog shit. And so they were like, fuck no, I'm not coming back for a 3rd season. But I think a lot of them were contractually obligated to.
Yeah, I remember like when those first like 2 seasons were out, is like I just see like cracked out Zendaya everywhere. That was like everything that came up. And then suddenly it just became Sydney Sweeney because she got naked a lot.
No, that's normal Zendaya. She just looks like a crackhead. Because she looks the same in Dune. She looks the same as Spider-Man. She looks the same in everything. Even in the Odyssey, she's like, what? Where am I? Why am I? She looks fucking out of it.
Bro, these Spider-Man preview images are fucking awful.
Not looking so good. Not looking so good.
Zero sauce, man. I'm telling you. That's why I'll defend TASM to the day I fucking die. That movie had flavor, okay? That movie was Flavor Town.
Andrew Garfield's the best out of the 3, too. I stand by that statement.
Yeah, I'll stand by Andrew as Spider-Man any single day, man.
That costume in the first TASM was awful, though.
I'll agree with the colors. I'll agree with the colors.
That one.
Like I'll say, well, it was mostly designed for nighttime. So when you see it during the day, it's kind of
you can't see it. The more you see it, the more you go, "Oh, this is shit." It's designed for no one to see.
It is actually, yeah, it is designed for nighttime. It's only in the second movie where they actually designed it for the day, which is pretty cool.
Let's just go back to what works because this is fucking awful. But then, like the Punisher, what is it? There are fun ways to get around the fact that he swears and kills people. So let's just take what the Punisher's known for and not do it. Is basically what we're gonna do.
I mean, they already didn't do it in that fucking sequel or movie that he just came out, so they didn't give him enough punishing.
He best tell me something. He best have a bunch of what is that? Or let me tell you something. Let me ask you this.
No. They're gonna do it for a third time.
What is that? The way he fucking says that always fucking kills me, dude.
With
like how many times the Punisher goes under the same character arc every fucking whatever he's in. It's just like, I don't want to be
screen.
Yeah, he basically is like crying, goes to his daughter's thing and goes, you know what? I'll kill people. That's his character arc. I don't want to kill people. Okay, I'll kill people. That's it.
Do we have a plot yet for this, by the way? Like, what's even going on? Because, like, the trailer didn't really give a plot, and I'm still confused about how these two are even going to come together.
No idea. I'm open to being pleasantly surprised in the theater about what the movie's about, instead of having it spoiled for me in the trailers like every movie ever.
Fair.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
Because what is it? You got MJ's back. You've got what's her name? Sadie. Who's the one who plays Jean Grey?
I think it's Sadie Sink.
Sadie Sink.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink, yeah. So you got Jean Grey. So it seems like this movie's gonna undo the last movie. Like she's gonna psychically make MJ remember who Spider-Man is.
I'm kind of pissed off that MJ's even in this movie, man. Like I would have just liked a Spider-Man standalone without Ned, without MJ, like not even trying to get their memories back or anything. Just living as is, a Spider-Man as we love and know him.
That's what's supposed to happen. But the problem is, like, does everyone who knows Spider-Man as Peter Parker forget that Peter Parker exists?
I think they just forget that he is Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so I think if they met Peter Parker, they would, it's Peter Parker. But
they all remember.
Like
they remember. Yeah, they forget everything
know.
about Peter Parker as well. They know who Spider-Man is. They don't know that no one knows anything about Peter Parker. They don't know the name. They don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So then, wouldn't he? And he gets erased from like photos and shit because his face is on the internet. So wouldn't he be erased from like school records and bank accounts? And wouldn't he like his address would be gone? Like, wouldn't because somebody would know his telephone number. That telephone number would cease to exist. Like
his social security number. Like, how is he going to get taxed anymore?
He'd be dead. He'd basically be like a fucking dead guy trying to come back to life.
I'm with you on that. MJ and Ned shouldn't be in this one because now you're just putting Peter in a loop. He's never going to grow as a character and move forward, and that means he doesn't. It would be interesting to see him move forward having lost everything, because that was a big thing with losing Tony. Then it was a big thing with losing May, and it could have been an interesting kind of transition into, now that Ned and MJ are gone after No Way Home, what happens?
And he already has a fucking AI suit, man. Like, just give him a normal suit. Like, stop giving him AI implanted in it. Just give him a regular ass.
Is this one supposed to be normal?
I
think this one might be.
It's not normal, dude.
I have no idea.
It'll be normal until like spider legs come out the back of it.
Yeah, until he falls off a bridge or something like that.
It would, because they'll still want the eyes to emote.
Yeah.
So it has to be mechanical in some way.
This is set 4 years after No Way Home. So it seems like, again, and it does seem like they're taking bits from Spider-Man 2 where he loses his powers because is his emotions or he's undergoing like a metamorphosis or something like that.
Yeah, that's what the trailers implied.
Apparently I was wrong. It's a normal suit. Thank fuck for that. I don't know, man. Apparently, so it's Spider-Man discovering that he while going through a transformation. Then after that, in tandem, it's going to be Hulk as well, going through a transformation too, going back to Savage Hulk. And then there's the Sadie Sink character, which is apparently Jean Grey. There's just way too many moving parts, man. And I don't know if they haven't learned anything from Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, of putting, all of your fucking eggs in one basket. It's like, brother, come on, man.
Well, this has to set up Doomsday as well. That's the other thing that's got to work in here.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I think there might be like something at the very end. Remember, like the Fantastic Four ship coming in Thunderbolts, and that was never ever established in Fantastic Four. They just threw that in randomly. I don't even know what will pay off in Doomsday.
Wasn't there wasn't because I know for that scene in Fantastic Four it was shot later, but wasn't there some reports like last year that this was undergoing like rewrites in the middle of shooting because of the new trajectory for Marvel releases? So isn't it?
I mean, that kind of seems like the standard nowadays.
Just make it up on the spot.
Yeah. Because this is the only thing that's coming out before, because we don't have any shows that are coming out before Doomsday either, right? It's just this.
I don't think we do.
Originally, Doomsday was supposed to come out first, then this.
Right.
So, and then
they would have had to rewrite for that then.
If they did, it might just be standalone, separate.
But it sort of can't be. I mean, given everything that you would imagine is going on in Doomsday, it has to affect this world.
Right. And then all the implications that No Way Home introduced with the multiverse and stuff like that.
But that sounds like they've planned that, where it sounds like nothing's been planned. Like Doomsday's just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Oh, is Vision Quest this year?
Is it?
Fuck is Vision Quest?
It's the White Vision TV show that everyone's really rooting for and looking forward to.
TV show.
I hope he's like KKK racist. He's like Daniel Radcliffe in, he just starts dropping N-bombs everywhere.
It's funny because if this was 2021, they would definitely have done that. That's like the whiter Vision is the worse and more evil he becomes. But we may have moved on, sadly, from era of peak hilarity.
Ultron's apparently back in White Vision.
Oh.
He's just back. Yeah, he's back alive. I don't know how he murdered them, but no, he's back.
And just destroy the entire fucking timeline at this point. Honestly, I really couldn't give a shit if they just wiped out phases 1 through 3 at this point. Because I'm just like, dude, just scrap it up, man. Scrap it up.
There's Tommy Maximoff, the son of Wanda Maximoff, who's a speedster.
Probably.
Is he in this movie?
In Vision Quest, sorry.
Oh, in Vision Quest.
So, so Wanda has a kid, and I think the kid's going to time travel because if he's a speedster. No, that's fucking DC.
Is this a real kid or a fake kid?
That's confusing because she invented them. But then, is he the one in Agatha? Is that who, because of the mystery identity of the twin character, is that who he is?
So that's it. Tommy Maximoff is the speedster son of Vision and Wanda Maximoff, whose soul was placed in the teenage body of Thomas Shepard by his twin brother Billy Maximoff.
When did any of this happen?
In Agatha, all along. Well, in Agatha, I remember that. Like, what's his name? He's incredibly gay, but I can't remember his. He's a wizard. The kid. What's his fucking name?
Because it's the big reveal is what his actual name is, and no one can remember what his actual name is. Is
it Wiccan? Something like that?
Wiccan.
I thought, he was one of her sons, wasn't he? I might be making this up.
Oh, it is Wiccan. Actually, bro, Wiccan into the MCU. Jesus.
Yeah, so she creates 2 fake children who then actually have souls, who then one possesses a homosexual child called Wiccan. And makes him a wizard, witch, whatever.
Hold on. How did these children get souls if they're made up?
I don't know. So Wanda, because the whole point was she was supposed to give up her hallucination. And what was it? They never know you sacrificed, but she didn't sacrifice. She created 2 actual souls, which possessed someone else's children who got injured in an accident. So those souls are wearing these children like skin suits. So it's even more evil. So, and then for some reason, one's a witch and one's a speedster.
Because those were the kids that she invented in WandaVision. So one was a wizard, one was a speedster, but they were kids, and they were the ones that she had made up. They didn't exist.
How does it change the body?
I don't know. Then in Multiverse of Madness, her thing is, I'm going to break into different universes in the multiverse to steal actual versions of those same children. And then I'm going to wipe everything out just in case something bad happens to them, ? And then in Agatha, I don't remember how his, which sons...
a kid gets into an accident. So some kid gets into an accident and he's in a coma, and then Wiccan like possesses him like the alien, like
but Wiccan didn't exist.
Well, apparently did.
But he didn't though. He was magically invented him. It was a fake child.
He was a real living, breathing hallucination.
Don't say I'm going to have to actually rewatch fucking Agatha to understand this TV show. I didn't watch all of that show for a reason.
He possessed the body of a child that got injured in an accident. Huh? Yeah, his wandering spirit took over the deceased body of a child called William Kaplan, hijacking his life after a fatal car accident. So the souls, which aren't real but now are, have gone on to possess corpses of dead children. And so the family can't bury them and have peace. Their fucking child resurrects as a zombie and goes to live with some witch now, is the story.
You know, someone made a joke about an Obsession Avengers crossover, and that's basically what the One Wish Willow did. So,
Jesus Christ, man. Sounds like some shit straight out of the Brothers Grimm. Yikes.
Oh, there's more AIs. So there's Edith, which I think it's Peter Parker's one. Friday, which is Tony Stark's one. You've got Doom, and Jarvis is back, which I don't know how Jarvis is back if Jarvis was destroyed to create Vision.
I thought Jarvis was Vision. Like they're one and the same, basically.
I thought he got repurposed, but yeah. But either way, he's either is Jarvis or was used to create Vision. But no, I think what he'll do is he'll go inside himself like Tron, or it'll be something like that. He'll go inside himself and meet all these weird personality matrices.
Goes onto the grid and fucking Jared Leto's there and
Jeff Bridges and
ancient Jeff Bridges who can't speak anymore.
Olivia Wilde before she started looking cracked out as well.
Oh god, it just sounds fucking dreadful. I'm looking forward to it.
When is that out? So is that the end of the year or is that before
release date? It is October 14th this year.
Oh.
Wow.
As the concluding chapter of the trilogy, WandaVision and Agatha.
That was
the trilogy.
Good to know it's a trilogy.
Oh god, you have to watch Agatha to understand this.
Oh, and I've got to rewatch WandaVision. Oh, great. It's going to be such a wonderful year.
Oh, it's going to be
and
awful.
all of every movie ever to understand Doomsday as well.
Oh, Jesus.
MCU's looking great. Hooray.
Hooray. I think that honestly does it for any interesting topics for the week.
Fair enough.
Like any interesting ones.
Did you guys discuss Spider Noir last week, or?
I have not seen Spider Noir. I've heard it's out, but I've not seen Obsession. I haven't had time to watch the good things. Although I hear that Spider Noir is like kind of well received. But most of what I know about it is there's a controversy over how much it cost and the fact that is it who's doing it? Is it not Lord and Miller?
It was
and they are not coming back for the next season because they fell out because of how much they spent. Is that the story I read?
Yeah, and Lord and Miller are executive producers, and he spent $400 million on the show. Jesus. Where I think a lot of it was that, and I think a lot of it was like building the sets, building stuff going forward. But which they said would be $150 million per season afterwards. I don't know how. It does look good. I would say Spider Noir is decent. It's a decent show. It's not like amazing. Anyone who says to watch it in black and white is a hipster. It's clearly not shot for black and white. It's shot for color. It doesn't have the sharp, heavy contrast between the light and the shadows.
You can tell in the trailer it wasn't shot for black and white.
No, it is just for color. It looks better in color. It's shot for color. It's everything. It is a lot more like a noir. There is like an investigation. I thought it'd just be a superhero show with a noir aesthetic, but it actually does have like an actual detective story in it. I don't want to spoil too much, but like you figure out like these villains getting their powers has something to do with Ben Reilly's past, and it all plays into it. There's a femme fatale, Black Cat. She's Asian in it, and she's not a girl boss, which thankfully, because like I thought it would be, she's playing everyone off against each other, but no, she fucks up really badly and has to be saved by Nicolas Cage. Like decent character work. The action scenes are decent. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but then that's because Nicolas Cage is old. So Spider-Man's like, Urgh. The weird thing is about his voice is that he's putting on a bit of an accent and he's old. So he's got a bit of he's got a little bit of a slur, but then he tries to put a voice on when he's the Spider. So he's like, sure. He's like talking like that.
So
like, I can't. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask, like, so is this like you can watch this on your own, or is this tied into the bigger Spider-Verse?
Completely original.
Okay,
you can
all
watch
right.
it by yourself, stand alone. How it ends kind of how you expect, but it's not bad. It's just basically a self-contained season. You can get more seasons afterwards, but it's not like any cliffhangers. It's just what you can watch it all, just 8 episodes, bang it out. It does have like racism in it, but it's a lot better. Like, I'm just saying, like, usually 1930 stuff, it's heavy-handed, it's preachy, but this one, it's just kind of like he's got a black friend in it who's called like Robbie Robinson, and instead of like him crying and moaning and stuff like that, he kind of just goes, "You have to go through the back because that's where colored people go," and he's like, "Okay," and he just does that. Like,
so
it's acknowledged.
It's just age appropriate to the time it's set in. Basically.
Like, you won't just sit there.
There's racism. I directly just thought about fucking Falcon and stuff like that. I was like, oh no.
Like, it's way more tastefully done than all of them. It's not a big deal. It's just how it is. Like, you wouldn't bitch and complain because nobody's gonna listen. So you just move on. And like, I'd recommend it. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, it's an actual detective story. Some of the action scenes are pretty good. Watch it in color. People say noir's better. They're hipsters. They're retards who just you have to see it like this. They're just wankers. Brendan Gleeson is the mob boss. He does a great performance. It's quite solid performances all around. You'll find it interesting how they get their powers and how it ties into the story, all the villains as well. But yeah, not absolutely spectacular, but just a decent quality show.
Okay. Right.
Which we probably won't get a good second season because Lord and Miller are gone. They're gone. I have no idea which direction it's going to go in, and it's going to be terrible.
Oh, well, I guess we'll find out.
If Nick Cage even agrees to do a second season, considering his age,
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Now?
He's in his 60s now.
60s, yeah. But like, he's not looking like Tom. It's not Tom Cruise 60. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's actually quite physical in it. Like, he does a lot of like weird movements because when you find out about his powers, he says basically affects the body so much that spiders don't have muscles. They work like hydraulics. So like when he first gets his powers, he's like, oh, his arms are going everywhere, and like he has to try and relearn how to walk again. And to give it to him, he's like sitting on desks and he's cross-legged and he's doing all the movements himself despite being 62. Yeah.
Nice. Well, and it's in my long list of things that I need to catch up on. But we shall move on to the supers. TGV Monster for $2. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. It's my Friday. Lucky you, because everybody else here has a full fucking week ahead of them. But you enjoy your weekend. TGB Monster again. Mando and Grogu had a 69% second week drop. That is not nice. They say you shouldn't dance on graves, but fuck that. I'm doing the electric slide on Star Wars grave. Yes.
We have got to a point where we celebrate its death.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing you have to do it, because otherwise they'll never change. They have to fail repeatedly, and maybe someone then will be able to rebuild something out of the ashes, but it's going to take a little while.
He's failing upwards.
Do you genuinely, because was it Ryan Gosling and who else is supposed to do the next one? Who's the director?
Sean Levy.
Yeah. Do you think that like people will actually go to see that after the success of Project Hail Mary?
I think more people will, yeah.
Yeah. I think it won't do like huge numbers, but it will definitely do better than like Solo and this.
Okay. Moderately good, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
TGV Monster, by the way, power scaling is very important. It's not just about storytelling, but it defines characters, world they live in, its basic DNA, it is life. It is, yes, absolutely.
How many fucking countless hours have you spent nerding out about trying to power scale 2 different universes of seeing who can fight who, man? Like that's just
honestly the biggest problem with The Boys in all of the season is the power scaling makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioned because we've done like The Boys Part 1 on EFAP last Saturday. The Boys Part 2 comes up this Saturday. I have spent so long watching The Boys, which I never wanted to watch again. And yeah, power scaling just it's very hard to do drama without power scaling. It depends obviously like the genre you're working in, but if you have anyone with technology, superpowers, magic, whatever it happens to be, power scaling is integral to writing your characters. Otherwise, you're kind of fucked.
God, I can't wait to hear your reaction on season 5 because there's no power scaling whatsoever.
Oh no, I know, but there never was. That's the thing. Even season 1's patchy. It just gets progressively worse. The number of times Homelander will walk into a scene having overheard people and walk into the next scene having not overheard people. It's just fuck's sake.
But dude, that actually, with where season 5 goes, that is power scaling. That is power scaling.
You're like in the same scene in season 4. He can't hear Huey banging around the ducks right above him, but he can hear a bead of sweat hit his shoulder pad in the same fucking scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then Huey fucking goes super speed and crawls out of it, and then he can't see him, even though it's established as that one scene in the ice skating ring is about 50 just his power goes wrong 50 times. It's ridiculous.
Terrible show. Can't wait for the spin-offs to bomb. Wonder Girl for $5. Noticing a pattern, theaters are extremely hesitant to take on movies that end up making bank and eager to take on movies nobody ends up watching. True. Yeah, Markiplier had to fight pretty hard to get Iron Lung into theaters, and it did quite well. And then all of these other ones. I mean, Obsession had a limited release, didn't it? And they've subsequently had to add more screens to it. But you kind of, it's pattern-based stuff, though. I mean, theaters are so used just to taking their lead from big studios because they reliably made $1 billion. And, it's going to take a mindset shift now, but they've got every reason to try.
But didn't studios
reserve, the theaters? I mean, look at Disney and IMAX. They kept trying to reserve all the IMAX screens for Mando and Grogu, but then the theaters that see that it's not making money, so move ahead, bitch, get out of the way. That's how it is.
Yeah, we'll put Masters of the Universe in there instead. That'll make money.
Yeah, like didn't they used to have like a preview in cinemas? Like they have like a trial week, and then it would slowly expand depending if they were interested.
Depending on the
movie.
Now
like they bullied them. Like they go, you have to show fucking Doomsday in here for 5 months. It's like it's awful now, yeah.
And then IMAX said no, we're doing Dune instead. So Disney said, well, then we're launching our own IMAX. It'll be called Vision or whatever the fuck they've called it.
Vision. Yeah.
Is it actually? Hold on.
Yeah.
It's real, Vex.
Oh my god.
IMAX even responded and they were like, well, they basically just said, Disney knows that they can't have their IMAX screen, so they're just going to do this dumbass shit. IMAX
Tunnel vision. Oh my god.
It's a bunch of bullshit just to justify higher pricings, man. It's crazy. Yep. It's crazy that they think people are going to fall for it.
But it is fitting though for Mando and Grogu because the original Star Wars movie ended up with one of those, like it launched very limited release in one of those trial windows because nobody knew if it was going to be a success, and then it was just in cinemas for like 2 years after that point, and now it's being shunted out of cinemas because it's so shit. So that's how the franchise has gone. Intent Matters for €5. I watched Backrooms, but my version had a plumber and a pizza delivery guy visiting a single mum who was unable to pay them. I think I got the wrong copy.
Probably would have been better than what actually came out. So
yeah, I would have been happier to watch your version, man.
Mm-hmm.
Slapped for €6, and no one in Backrooms decided a baseball bat would be useful despite knowing stuff is around, but a woman can hold back the pirate using one hand.
Oh yeah, like it's basically her and her mother before she got super crazy put their hands in concrete, and she basically when the house is getting torn down, she basically carries the handprint with her. Doesn't really mean anything. She just uses it to beat this giant pirate to death, and it's like. If it's that easy to kill it, how did anyone struggle? How did they? Because it literally earlier on in the scene, it rags a guy down like this flight of stairs and like pulls him so hard through a door that his hand comes off. And yet this woman hits him with this fragile concrete handprint and is like literally destroying its skull.
She could push him off. Like he pinned her down and she was able to push him off.
5 seconds before, it lifts whatever his name is. It lifted him in the air easily and bit into him like a Kit Kat. And then suddenly with this girl, I can't do anything.
I heard Reaver try to pronounce it. Then he said the true, and then he was like, "Nah, fuck it, I'm not pronouncing this dude's name. It's the Indian guy."
Clark.
But yeah, man, power scaling in Backrooms is so inconsistent. Go watch Obsession instead. Well, go watch Backrooms still because it's good to support, original stuff in cinemas. But that would be like the limit of my support, pretty much.
Jet Mark Hoffman for $5. I would have rather seen a movie about the Mark Duplass character rather than the two leads. Async was the most interesting part of the web series.
It is. It's got the most backstory to it, and it's kind of interesting how they turned into a pharmaceutical company into a government-funded research operation.
It should have been one or the other. I don't think that they should have had any of the async stuff inside this movie. It should have just been like Backrooms. These guys are thrusted in it. These guys have this dude had an underlying psychological problem. Backrooms like amplified it. It should have done what horror usually does: take an underlying problem and then stretch it to the point of breaking because everyone is under pressure. But like this one, it just didn't do that for me in any way. It's like, and the only characters I cared about fucking died after 2 minutes. It's like,
bro, I didn't even care about those. I cared about none of these characters.
I only cared about them because they were like a hipster couple. I was like, man, these two dudes are, they're probably just doing some crazy ass overtime, but like, nope, they get killed in 2 seconds. I was like, oh, okay.
You probably noticed this, but were you kind of shocked that Catherine Isabel had like a 2-second cameo in there?
Who the fuck is Catherine Isabel?
Okay, never mind. Never mind then. Okay, never mind.
I was gonna say that.
I don't know. Vex, did you know that Jesus Christ supposedly had a cameo in the background? I don't fucking know. Was the dude in the walls? Who did she play, man? Who was it?
Ginger Snaps. She's Ginger in the Ginger Snaps.
No, but who was she in the Backrooms? Who was she?
Literally. Okay, so you know how they're having like psychiatrist woman is having that party or whatever in the first act, and there's a person that she's talking to, and the person she's talking to is Catherine Isabel for 2 seconds. Yeah,
I didn't recognize her, but yeah, I know Ginger Snaps. Go watch Ginger Snaps instead of the Backrooms, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good movie.
Mr. Hoffman for another $2. Tell that to Riley's snap neck. Yes.
We love you, Chris Stuckman. We adore you, Chris Stuckman. Everyone has to say we love you, Stuckman, because he'll probably off himself if we don't at this point.
Well, Chris serves a vital role as being the floor, the rock bottom. he is the one that you go, at least you're not Chris Stuckman. All right, you measure failure on the Chris Stuckman meter.
Dude, he must be fucking punching the air every single morning. He wakes up at this point, seeing the Backrooms news and the obsession and all that stuff.
I think he screams into his pillow when he wakes up. Ah!
I don't think he's got enough soul to scream. I don't think he feels emotion. I think he's just done.
I think he cuts his finger and writes everyone's name in blood on the walls. But he does it like monotone, like a blank expression.
Like a shitty death note. Sean Mo Fiven for $10. Useless anecdote. I've driven past the building that the internet believes the original photo that inspired the Backrooms is from. It's in the middle of nowhere, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. That's a fake name. Oshkosh. Fitting, I think.
What a stupid name.
Sty Games for $6.99. Patholn, what if you were forced to eat steak and the only way to avoid it is to let Disneyland shut down? Oh, but then, wait, hold on. I'm really tired and too hot. How does this work? If I eat steak, does Disneyland shut down? Because that's two good things. That'll be fun. I'll do that. Yes. Sty Games. What Vex? What if Platoon let Disneyland shut down and the only way to bring it back is to eat one of your fellow Subway sandwiches?
Let it shut down. Why is that a bad thing?
All the Disney adults, though, they'll go out onto the normal people streets and be insufferable.
Didn't we also just get like another Disney cruise, like pedo uncovering like break or whatever too? Like, just let it cut down.
Every Disney cruise is that. That's my assumption. Right. It's just, what else do you go there for? I think the Disney adults know it too.
I like the way you said another one. Oh, it's that time of year again.
This comment is Brian made a Brit bagging on silly town names.
We have silly town names that make sense. Like, I don't know, Cockhill. It's obvious, like, that's good. It makes sense. Oshkosh is just syllables mashed together drunkenly.
Plus, our country isn't like 200 years old. It's like 1200. Someone in the 17th century go, Oshkosh.
Probably trying to say something else as well. It's like the other American habit of just taking English place names and sticking new on them. He probably was trying to say, let's name this place Oxford, but he was absolutely pissed on shit American beer. And so we pronounced it Oshkosh, and then that's what's stuck.
I like that. That's canon now.
Sty Games. Much as I'd love Mando and Grogu to be a flop, its box office is doing kind of well for only a week and a half in. Hope it drops off hard before the end. Dude, did you miss the 70% drop story? It's not doing well.
Damn.
It's only going to get worse.
This part is a two-parter from Sty Games again. Fun fact, Mike Flanagan wanted his Clayface movie to be in Matt Reeves' Batverse, but James Gunn thought it was too supernatural for it, so he took it for himself. Won't fit well, because in Creature Commandos, Clayface unironically died to his Xbox, Platon's Xbox no less. You tell me that, and I believe it, because I never will watch Creature Commandos, but I think I'd heard that about Clayface. He does look more like a Reeves-toned character than a Gunn-toned character.
I like the way it's just stealing. Like, oh no, it's too supernatural. I'll take it. I'll put in my universe. That's just him fucking stealing it.
Well, because he isn't Clayface one of Batman. Is he Batman's Rogues Gallery, Clayface?
Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's going into a universe that doesn't have a Batman.
And he just stole it. Oh, what a bastard.
Mr. Hoffman again for $2. Where did Dave Filoni learn to write? On a farm? He never learned to write.
Animal Farm is online, by the way. Finally,
it is. I saw that. Yeah, and he might still do something with that, and we will see. Sty Games. Madden Web made half as much as Morbius. Still, half of that still means it made $500 billion. Cool, I guess.
At least it wasn't fucking conned by the studio by memes to be re-released in theaters.
That's true, yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
I can
imagine the Sony CEO. He just sits there. He's like, they want Morbius, okay? They need Morbius. We're going to re-release it, okay? The theaters are just looking at him like, what the fuck are you on about, dude? It's like, no, we're releasing it, okay? We're doing it. Just fucking flops.
My niece said all of the young peoples are releasing these funny images of the film on the Twitters, so that means it's popular. I am a CEO of Sony, dude. Sty Games. Where can I download that Sydney Sweeney poster? I don't know, Sydney. Where did you find it? Which porn site that you were browsing?
I follow her on Instagram. She just posts that shit.
There you go.
She's a good follow.
Big T, didn't John Campea say Supergirl would make close to $1 billion? Also, Fial's 100th episode made me think of my own film trivia. Hope it can be used for 150 or 200. You might have to send it on over and we can definitely take a look. I don't know. Did John Campea say that? That would be a retarded thing to say, so...
Like this, even with like Superman. Imagine if Superman had just come out and he says that. It's still the dumbest thing to say. Like, there's no way in hell this is like a normal refined take, especially from John Campea, who's probably been doing this for what, decades.
He's got a video that says chances Supergirl can be $1 billion film.
Oh, I've seen the chance is 0, and the video is really short.
It's 3 minutes. And I think he's saying is, no, it won't make $1 billion, but it could make 600 million.
That's still very high. That's more than Superman made.
just it's
And to me, it's like, nah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Jegs and Vohies for $2. Did anybody watch Spider Noir? It's surprisingly good. Yeah, a couple of us watched it. You've told me enough to make me at least interested in checking it out. So
yeah,
that's something.
I'd say 7.5 when 7 actually meant good. Not like nowadays where 7's like average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decent. Not great, but decent.
Sty Games, driving home from work. Bless whoever last supper cat is. Well, why are you typing? You're driving. You shouldn't be doing that. But thank you for the money that you're sending us all the same. Because,
Get home safe.
You won't have died in vain.
His insurance, he can't pay off now. He sends it all to us.
The police pull him over and he survives the car wreck. So what were you doing? Were you on your phone? No. And then, unfortunately, there's a public record. So you fucked yourself. Wonder Girl, oh shit, I've insulted someone's home. Damn. I live in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Can confirm it's real and actually kind of nice. I had no idea the Backrooms building was in this town, though. I'm going to look into that.
Oh, don't go and look into it. You're going to fall into the back rooms. You learned nothing from the movie? Come on.
Who knew Oshkosh was such a happening place?
The place to be.
On in Oshkosh, man.
The new Silicon Valley is Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
New York, Los Angeles, Oshkosh. The 3 places you gotta go.
I'm sure it's lovely. I've never been. It just has an amusing name.
And I never will be. I'll never
go on vacation. It's like Reaper. Your last vacation was Budapest. Where are you going this time? Oshkosh. Oh,
is that also in Turkey? No, it's.
What happened? Did you run out of money? No.
And finally, for now at least, Wonder Girl copy-pasting this comment. Oshkosh, Wisconsin gets its name from Chief Oshkosh, who lived from 1795 to 1858, a respected leader of the Menominee Indian. That sounds fake, too. The Menominee Indian tribe of Wisconsin. In the Menominee language, his name translates to claw.
Did he get nominated?
Claw's cooler, though.
I mean, I'm happy to
nominee.
There's nominees
and
for the tribe
is...
of Oshkosh. Who is head Oshkosh, and then the nominees are.
Oh, we've started something here. Everybody's really interested. Sean Mafiven for $10. Oshkosh is a stolen Native American name. The city's main export is fire trucks and armored vehicles. If you think that city, there's a city south of it called Oconomowoc. Okay. Oconomowoc.
Oh, yeah, it is. City in Wisconsin. Jesus Christ.
I thought you killed all the Indians. Why did you take their horrible names?
That's what they do. The Americans name everything after the people they kill. That's why they have helicopters called Apache.
Hey, we like to honor them.
It's honor them. That's the one.
We murder them and then honor them.
It's like the Germans having a tank called the Jew. It's not on.
We honor them. We build a shitty car park. Jesus.
Well, there you go, Wisconsin. It's a fun place. Why is it that Wisconsin has such like funny place names, but then it has senators called boring things like Ron Johnson? I like him because it's Ron Johnson from Wisconsin and it rhymes, but otherwise it's like, why? Just a bit of a split personality going on there. Finally, Sty Games has paused driving. Wasn't driving when typing, but here now. Suppercat, he has survived his journey home. Congratulations. That brings us to the end of the program. Basically, we just find out what everybody's up to with their empty, pointless lives. Uninspired. Have you recovered from your party? What's coming up for you?
I think I've recovered. I'm not too sure, man, honestly. I've been partying all weekend, too, so... I guess this is the second week of partying, but yeah, still have the Paranorman video that's been working. We'll be out in a couple of weeks, actually. So normally midway through the month, we'll be out. So, yep. That's pretty much it. I did watch Colony. So if anyone gets a chance to watch that, I do recommend it. It's the new zombie movie from the director and writer of Train to Busan. It's not as good as Train to Busan, but Jesus Christ, it's really fucking intense, man. The zombies are legitimately the smartest zombies ever put to film because they continuously learn as a hive mind.
Oh.
you literally can't do shit. Like the tactic you used 5 minutes ago, once they receive the update, you really can't do it again. So all the characters are on edge, and no one fucking has plot armor, dude. All the people I thought were the main characters just fucking kept dying. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, leave me with some people at least. Like, who am I gonna follow? So yeah. Colony, really interesting. I think in America and in the UK, you guys get it in cinemas in August. It came out for me here on Wednesday, so but it's already on the high C, so you can check it out. So yeah, recommend it.
I shall take a look into that. Reaper, what are you up to?
I was gonna do a video, but then I started playing Zelda, and I just got the Master Swords, and I've traveled 7 years into the future. So I need to, talk to the sages? Like, fucking, you have to go to each temple, which it's the Ocarina of Time. I fucking hate the Water Temple. I couldn't remember any of the. It's such a pain in the ass. But that's why, if I complete that, then I'll. What was I working on? Mortal Kombat. That's what I was working on. I'll do that.
The movie is flopping hard in the cinema, man.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, last time I checked, it was like 150 mil. Office, man. That's like really bad.
Yeah, 80 million budget, and it's like 128 so far.
Yeah.
Did the first one do okay in the box office?
No, because it was like the dual streaming thing where it came out on HBO Max. Yeah.
Okay.
This
this one had a better second weekend drop than Mandalorian and Grogu.
It's still sitting at 125 mil on a budget of 80, dude. This shit is tanked. No one is talking about it.
Dang.
Nope, they are not. Vex, what are you going to be talking about, if not Mortal Kombat?
I mean, I was hoping to get an Obsession video out this week, but if the digital drop isn't happening, I don't know. I just don't know.
2 Backrooms.
Oh, fuck that. No, I'm not. I don't need a video. I don't know. I guess I have to figure out what video is coming out this month if it's not Obsession. So,
well, you've got He-Man Scary Movie, Disclosure Day, Toy Story 5, Death of Robin Hood, House of the Dragon, Supergirl, Avatar Last Airbender Season 2, and Jackass.
I literally have like the ones that I'm interested in don't even have. I might just go on one of the scripts that I have finished and just do that one. But yeah.
Well, fair enough. Exciting times. That list just makes me feel nothing but dread.
In 1 month. And then you got July, which is Odyssey and fucking Moana and Spider-Man.
Oh, it never fucking ends.
And
I haven't finished May yet. I haven't finished Stranger Things yet. Jesus, that's never going to happen at this point. The Savant's coming out. Yeah. Ooh,
July.
That could be funny. Yeah, I think I'll be checking that one out. Cynic, what is coming up for you?
I am going to release a video about Supergirl, and then I'm also going to release a video about when Hollywood sold out to China for a decade.
Yeah. That could be cool.
I made a list of like 36 video ideas this morning because I decided I'm just going to quadruple what I do and put out 2 videos a week instead of 2 videos a month.
God damn.
Are you still working or?
No.
How long did you last?
3 weeks.
That defeated. No.
How long after that training induction thing you had to run did you quit?
Well, here's the thing. So last week I called and I said, I'm undertrained for this. Like, I am going to crash and burn. And so I sat through another orientation and shadowed that. And then this week I was just like, I still didn't pay attention.
Wow.
He didn't even get past orientation. He got he didn't.
So I was like, I guess I should just make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
He didn't even get past a fucking basic orientation. And he's back.
Hey, look, I realized what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, okay? I really am not good at that 9 to 5 thing where you actually have to be told what to do and have to take fucking a 15-minute break. That's so fucking dumb. I write
Reaper,
like 5 sentences and then I'm like, oh fuck this. And I get up and like, I'll go to the gym. Like, that's better.
It wasn't even that you did get past orientation. It's that you had to go through orientation twice.
Well, no, I was going. No. I was going to run orientation, right? So I had to watch orientation.
Mm-hmm.
I went through orientation. I had to watch orientation, and then I rewatched orientation, and then I was like,
three times. So you've experienced it 3 times. It's even worse. You went through 3 times and went, no.
Dude, after 4 years of doing whatever you want and then like having to actually focus on something again, my brain couldn't do it. I literally could not fucking like, because I was uninterested in it. I just couldn't. I was like, what the fuck did you just say?
Employers are probably just like, man, thank God that retard is out of here, man. Because he was fucking up the company, man. 3 orientations and he wasn't getting shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You could have been such an inspiring trainer of people. It's like, if you play your cards right, you too could quit your job to do YouTube.
They probably started thinking to themselves, man, did this guy we hire, was he special ed or some shit like that?
The autism is why I'm good at YouTube. That's it.
Well, welcome back from the real world.
Man, like last week, Cynic. Yeah, man, I got 3 days of orientation. It's gonna be crazy and everything. This week, yeah, no job.
I'm nervous going through orientation. I didn't even do it.
Oh my fuck. Well, Platoon, what are you doing?
I don't fucking know. Mando Grogu has to be the next thing. I just don't know when that's coming out because I'm waiting on it being okayed. And as always seems to happen, whenever you need someone else to do something for you, they disappear off the face of the fucking earth. So the video will be out at some stage, hopefully this week. I also have to play James Bond this week, so that'll be fun. I also have to do more of The Boys again, so we can do seasons 4 and 5 and maybe Gen V on Saturday. So I've got to watch all of that again for like the 3rd time in a month. Great. And after that, who the fuck knows? I think the schedule will be determined by Hollywood because there's so much insufferable, awful crap coming out that I'm not going to get a choice. So that's the vague thing. Did I have anything else in the works? Maybe a second channel video on Obsession or Backrooms when I finally get around to watching those. Is there anything else I should have done that I haven't done yet?
Don't do Mortal
Probably
Kombat.
A lot. Nothing I can think of though. Very quickly, just before we do, I am just quickly setting up because I believe Fringy is playing the Bond game now, so I shall set this up to go raid him when we're done. If I can remember how to do that. Oh shit, what have I done? If the stream just suddenly goes down, you know I've done it wrong.
I saw your video mixtape where you just turned the music off, and it's so shit. It's just like it is entirely reliant on music. It's not even a game.
It's not a game. No, it's that was the and because like you don't have to play it. So like there were whole sections where I was just like, I don't need to touch my controller. How do I convey to chat without me being on camera how I'm not playing this game? Oh, I know. I'll just play my guitar and play my piano for a bit. I'll add my own music instead of the game's music. Because it literally, there's one bit where like a guy is drunk walking, and if you don't touch the control sticks, he drunk walks to the destination. You don't even have to walk him. It's insane. But yeah, that playthrough is on my channel. It's in the Platoon Players playlist is on the main page. If anybody hasn't checked that out and wants to, they can do that. This stream should redirect over to Fringies. We'll just quickly round off these last couple of sub accounts that have come in. Winter GS for $5. Sub account. Where do you roam? Oshkosh, right? Sly Games, final sub account is moi, not you are. Not yet, it ain't. Jagged 13 for $20. Hello all, I'm a huge fan of the Star Wars books, specifically Legacy of the Force and Fate of the Jedi. In my opinion, episodes 4, 5, and 6 were Luke Skywalker's origin story. We never even got his actual story. I mean, there's a strong argument to be made because there is so much content for him after those movies end. Morons who like The Last Jedi think that like Star Wars fans just want him to be boring and heroic. It's like, dude, you haven't read the stuff. So maybe one day, once this era of Lucasfilm tanks and burns horribly, someone will think, hey, we should go back to those things people like. But it may still take a little time.
May sell it back to George, who knows?
Yeah, he's if he's still got enough life. Mind you, I mean, for an 80-something-year-old guy, like he's not looking unhealthy. If anything, he's lost weight. His weird bulbous alien neck thing has disappeared. He looks slightly more human.
His Java neck.
I don't know, man. Like George Lucas and Morgan Freeman are two people that I've never seen age. They were consistently old throughout my entire life. It's weird.
Yeah, they must have been about like they must have looked 50 when they were like 20.
Yeah, probably.
And I believe, finally, from WinterGS for $2, Cynic's new name, The Remedial.
You had one job and he gave up instantly.
Well, wasn't the whole reason you didn't want to be bored, right? Like that was the reason.
Well, then I became super fucking stressed. I was like, this is the fucking opposite of what I wanted, man.
Hold on. So you didn't want to be bored. Then you got super stressed. And then you came to the conclusion, oh, I should make 2 YouTube videos a week. And that won't stress me out.
Well, yeah, because like, it's so fucking dumb. Like, how much I'm getting paid an hour is so fucking stupid to not just go make more YouTube videos. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, why didn't you guys stop me? Why didn't anybody stop me?
We all said, whenever you mentioned, it's like, wait, you're getting a job just before summer movie season. Why don't you make more videos?
Right.
All right, fair enough.
You don't listen to
What do you want us to do?
I need to be physically restrained.
We tell you to do things. We're like, oh, watch Game of Thrones. Yeah. It's like, don't get a job. Yeah. You cannot be stopped. This is the thing. You must learn. I can only show you the mistake. You have to make it.
I know. I have to actually go through and make the mistake myself.
Yeah, you can't stop him going off the cliff. You just have to enjoy the crash.
I can just imagine looking at everyone like Homelander, thinking in his brain, is like, man, I make more money than all these motherfuckers. I think it's easier. Man, what the fuck
dude, the first time someone like talked down to me, I was just like, what the fuck? You cannot be fucking talking to me like that. Like, I make more money than you. What are we doing?
Did you go, do you know who I am? Did you pull that card?
No. But goddamn. Oh my god.
I'm the fucking movie cynic, okay?
I don't
need your bullshit.
You know, going back to work though is kind of like, okay, so I'm 10 years sober from alcohol, right? So I relapsed 10 years ago though. And so this is kind of like that. It made me appreciate what sobriety was like. And so now I appreciate what YouTube is like.
It's like he's gone to Africa and realized how wealthy he is. He's watched a bunch of dying children and went, at least I've got food. He's looked at normal people for 5 seconds and went, oh, you poor things. He's come down from his fucking ivory tower and just went, look at the common folk. They lift things up with their hands. Yes, that was the fucking the Twilight with the fucking vampires and they're all dressed like the 17th century. Like the fucking nobles.
Oh
that's
dear.
funny.
But on that note, we must end the stream. We have various types of work to be getting back to, just not poor people work apparently. So,
I will not be pouring concrete tonight.
Oh yeah, there was that clip doing the rounds of that female stand-up.
Yeah, that's like, where that came from. Yeah.
I have a master's, so I don't want to go into the mines. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I respect the person that goes into the mines.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes, I do. But that is it. We are off. We will see you probably this time next week. And yeah, have a good one. See you later. Go enjoy Fringy playing Bond. Goodbye.
Fuck